at all. Try now. Awesome. Yeah, Praetors is good. I don't know what's... He's not hearing everyone. Probably just me then. Check. Not hearing. How about now? Just me? See, this is what happens.
Fantasy Grounds still seems to be functional, so.
Yeah.
Yes. Fantasy Grounds is still running. Can everyone
How
out on the
about
internet
now?
hear us? Are we back?
Am I audible?
Audible.
Okay. Praetors says he can hear us.
He can hear
Excellent.
another person. Woo!
All right. Sierra, your portrait is loaded.
Excellent.
All right. Well, as we were saying,
Onward.
upon a time in the Serenity verse as our setting. Some of you may be familiar, some of you may not. We used to get up to all kinds of no good. And, wow, my face just got
Yeah, don't worry
gigantic
about
on the
it.
stream.
I'm
Come on,
resizing
Josh.
you, so you're not all stretched out. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just keep going, man.
This is ridiculous to watch. I'm sorry.
Keyword proportions.
Those don't exist. What are you speaking of?
Don't worry about it.
But now, after quite a long hiatus, we have decided to bring our adventure back a little bit. There have been a few changes. We still have a couple of recurring characters. We've got a couple of recurring players as new characters. And Josh and I have switched seats.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah! Hey, Josh.
Hi.
We're playing musical DMs.
Yes.
It's great.
Josh, I like your hat.
Oh, thanks. I like it a lot.
It's a great
really
hat,
good,
isn't it?
really good friend of mine made this. I don't remember her name though.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
I think she made me one too.
She definitely
was that a must be nice from Michael?
Ooh. Ouch.
Huh?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was. thinking out
Before
loud
there's
at
a
my-
fight over
I was
Sarah's
I was thinking out loud at my cat.
Oh.
So
Is
sorry.
that what
That's-
happened?
Yes.
Is
So
that
apparently,
I wasn't even paying attention. I'm sorry.
That's
what
not
were we
even a
talking
good
about?
recovery. I'm gonna have
All
to
new
make you roll for
viewers,
that.
getting off topic is kind of our forte.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
We're just sorry, everybody, to just get off
My
topic
bad.
so bad so fast. We're just really excited to be back together again. With kind of the original crew, minus one. Tom, if you're out there watching right now,
we're sorry.
we're very sorry. We will have you back as soon as possible. For those of you who are familiar, the English Tom, our own personal English version of Will Wheaton, is spending the evening watching from home and or sleeping. I hope you're asleep, dude, because it's ridiculous o'clock where you are right now, and you have to get up for work in the morning. So the plan, eventually, we hope, is to have him back as well. He will be reprising his role as himself, but as a brand new character. So we are excited to see where that takes us. But in the meantime, if everybody would like to take our inaugural episode's moments and go around the table and introduce yourselves, we'll start with our illustrious captain.
In character, out of character.
In character.
Whatever makes you
Do it.
comfortable. This is
Tyler.
Sarah, everybody.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm Captain Nell Holiday, and this here's my bird, the Xin Mei. For a while there, we were mostly sort of just hanging around on the edges, playing around on the rim, staying out of trouble, not succeeding. But in recent years, we've more allowed our feet to coats and been part of the Second War for Independence. And that's about where we are now. We'll see where that leads. And I think that's about it for now.
Tyler?
Do I have to?
Oh, yeah, you do.
I
And
mean,
in character.
it's the first episode. You don't have to do it in character, but it helps.
Oh, you don't
know.
get to do that.
This is a very heavily roleplay oriented game, and always has been for us. So
I have to get back into it. It's been such a long time.
yeah, you got to ease back in, man.
I'm rusty. My name is Tyler. Some of you may know me. Some of you may probably don't know me very well. I'm playing Zeph. My name is Zeph. I'm the mechanic on board. Well, I'll keep the Xin Mei from falling out of the sky at least.
I missed
Been
that
with her for
voice.
about what has it been 4 years now?
Thereabouts.
Is that right?
Thereabouts.
Closer to 5.
Something like that.
You do a pretty good job. We keep you around.
Hasn't been shot or
I've been
thrown
told.
out an airlock yet.
Well, I've been shot a few times.
I mean, not by now.
Yeah, but, well, to be fair, or until recently, I could actually shoot a gun worth a darn.
But yeah, that's about it. Oh, I make robots occasionally as well. Mostly as a hobby. Mostly.
Mostly. Oh, hey.
I hear sounds.
Thank you very much. So, Kate, I know you're sort of invisible at the moment, but
Why don't you make me last? Because I'm finishing some printing right now.
fair enough. All right. In that case, next in the order, our new ship's physician, Michael. Your new addition to the channel. What would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Michael. I am the new doctor on board. Hopefully going to be the only doctor they ever need. My name is Logan Whittle. And recent addition to the crew. And hopefully I will be able to keep them doing whatever it is they're doing and off of my table most times. That would be great.
That's why we hired you.
Well, you hired me to keep you on my table, but I hope that you can find it in your heart to stay away from it a few times.
Oh, my friend Shelly's watching. I'm so excited.
Hi, Shelley.
Sorry. Keep going.
We're
Anyway,
happy to have you.
no, I'm good.
Ambassador.
Hi, I'm Josh. Normally I'm up in the DM's chair, so this is a
That's
little
mine now.
This is a little weird for me.
Brian, there was a little too much glee in that.
I'm
You
Hank,
have no idea.
Oh, God.
ship's ambassador. Most of the time, I do the talking. At least now. That's all you need to know.
Wow, a little mystique on that.
He ain't very forthcoming.
Well, Kate,
right.
your time has come.
Happy forthcoming, but
Hey.
Well,
Hey.
I'm not done printing it. So, my face will be a mystery. No, if I've been playing since well, my first game was actually the Serenity game, the first time they played it. So I've been with this group ever since. So I'm really happy to be back. And as per tradition, I have a new character every new season. I first played Sai Moda, then it was Dr. Peter Kane, and now I am here as Sierra Wee, who she's I think I decided she's about a 7 or 8 year old kid, and
7 or 8. You gave me 13. Do we have a
No.
literal toddler?
no, I think we were no, I was actually around 8 or 9 last I checked. Definitely not 13.
I'm just going by what you and I talked about when we built the character. If you're younger than that, you need to change it on your sheet.
Okay, no, that was a while ago. I'll fix it. That's no big deal. Honestly, hadn't completely decided on it because I wanted to see like, couldn't. What's wrong with my printer? Because I wanted to discuss with you, like, we'd never really finished talking about some of the character complications. But point is, she is ein Child, and she's kind of a street rat, you know, kind of the sneaky type. She hasn't been on her own too long, but long enough to have picked up some tips and tricks from the streets, and you know, we'll get into the story as we get along. It's not important now.
Well, all right.
All right.
Now we may have the occasional guest in, or we may get our permanent 6 back in the future. Will depend on how things go, but for the time being, let's go ahead and bring it down. And Josh, why don't you take us away?
Okay.
I like the new opening.
Awesome.
Well, all right.
Thank you for the host.
Kate! And thank you for the host, yes. Hey, Tristan. Kate, nice to see you.
Hey!
We
Still
can see
trying to
Kate?
fix some stuff.
It's Kate.
So, as our opening was just summarizing, to set the stage, at the end of our last adventure, some 3 years now from then, but at the time, it was approximately 2 years after the events of the film Serenity. People are beginning to feel the unrest with the Alliance. Number of groups are beginning to start to want to do something about it, and the Browncoats are stirring up again. It's not the same people all over, but then again, it doesn't have to be. At the same time, through the adventures of the Xin Mei and several others, the Alliance was revealed to have been preparing to outright crush any and all resistance by simply eliminating the worlds where resistance resided, using some exceptionally powerful and destructive weaponry. As a result of the revelation of this, the crew of the Xin Mei, with what remained of the crew of the Serenity, flew hell for leather across the stars back to the planet of Hera, where the last vestige, barely begun over again, of the new independent movement was under assault already by Alliance troops and ships. And as they were setting up one of these weapons of mass destruction, something that would have changed the ecology of the entire planet almost irrevocably, at least for a few decades before they could even attempt the terraforming process over again, over the mass grave of several million residents of the planet. The crew of the Xin Mei managed to actually stop the detonation. With a daring raid led by Malcolm Reynolds and the crew of the Xin Mei, they stopped the planet cracker they were trying to deploy on Hera, and at the same time let everyone know that this is what was happening, that what the Alliance was willing to do, and what the price of defiance would be. Not everybody sat kindly with that, and so volunteers from the Mid-Rim and many of the Outer Rim worlds rallied to the Browncoats' cause, knowing that any of their worlds could be next. The backlash was so fierce that even in the core worlds, there were rallies and protests, so much so that key members of Parliament broke ranks with their fellows and threw their lot in with some of the independents, forming a new faction of unionists within the Parliament itself. And now, as a polite, non-shooting, but definitely very tense civil conflict rages in the core, lines have been drawn. There is a demilitarized zone set up between parts of the Mid-Rim to the Outer Rim, and trade between the core and the Outer Rim has very nearly halted as a result. Piracy is up. It's a free place to fly, but it's more dangerous for all of that. The Browncoats are tapped as thin as they can, trying to manage and discuss and protect what space lanes they can, but having no great official military, they subcontract out as much of that as they can. Fortunately, they have little help in that regard. Flying out in space, Captain Nell Holiday has the Xin Mei running rescue and protecting people as part of her current assignment, as part of her voluntary service with the Independents. And that's where we're going to start everything. Now, Captain, you have received a request for assistance for evacuation. There's a small moon, so small it doesn't even have a name, that has just enough in the way of artificial gravity that it has sustained a small farming community. That farming community has come under assault. For what reason, no one can say, but they have mentioned that they have seen Alliance troops on the ground. People are asking for your assistance. There's a number of people there who've been hiding weapons and stashing them there, funneling them and smuggling them across lines to get them to the Independents. Even if this is the last time you can all use this as a smuggler's cut, your people need to get out.
Okay. How am I receiving transmission at this point? Like, is this?
Well, that's an excellent question. Why don't we go ahead and get you set up in the cockpit, and you can be receiving them from there?
Okay. I meant more in terms of, like, is this a written transmission? Is this a call? Is this, like, how am I getting
This has
my
been
orders?
forwarded to you from one of your associates,
Someone sent a carrier pigeon into space.
Nightsteed.
more or less. Nightsteed! Thanks
Hey,
for the
Nightsteed.
bits.
Thank you.
The guy.
Okay.
Where in the ship would you like to be receiving this transmission?
Cockpit's fine. That's probably where I am anyway. Where are we currently in the verse, and where do we need to be going for this rescue mission?
Well, where you are currently in the verse, you are headed for a moon not terribly far from heaven, which is in the Kalidasa system, which is out on the rim. Why there are Alliance people out this far, you have no idea, because this is the first time that anyone in the last 2.5 years has even seen anyone flying Alliance colors out this far. Now, you have just left Zephyr, which is in the same system. And if you'd like to see...
Oh, okay. I was pulling up a map as you were talking.
Fortunately, we have that.
Hey, so Totally forgot about my other weapons that I was supposed to add. I
Well,
guess it's not important right
send
now.
me messages about them. We'll get you set up.
So we just left Zephyr, is what you're saying?
You have just left Zephyr.
And where we're going is a moon orbiting Heaven?
Yes.
Okay,
You're
so
one
it's
of
just...
the only. You're one of the only ships with the capability to pull out this many people that's in the system, and also is completely loyal to the Independents.
Okay, but we're close, is what I'm getting from this.
You're pretty close. It's not
Right.
going to take you more than a few hours.
Okay. Comms on for the ship.
Comms on.
Attention, crew. We've received a transmission for a rescue op on, which moon did you say it was?
The moon doesn't have a name. It's surrounding Heaven.
Okay, it's not one of the named ones.
It's a snowy little rock. That's all
Okay.
anybody knows about it, except that it's got just enough oxygen and gravity to support a small farming community, and smugglers and spacers alike like to use it to stop over for a refuel or resupply of fresh water.
Okay. We've received a transmission for a rescue op on a moon circling Heaven. Little tiny rock. Not sure what the Alliance is doing out this far, but we're gonna head and see what we can do. Zeph to the bridge. Everyone else, get ready. We're going in. They'll kind of click off, and then they click back on. Dr. Whittle, you might want to, I don't know, prep your room or something.
Already at it, man.
Sarah sent you a message.
Okay.
I
And
guess I will
then
head up to the bridge.
Plotting a course. Do I need to... Also, for the record, the map froze my game a little bit, but...
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. Some of these maps are very big. Sorry.
Do you need any rolls from me?
I do. You are
okay.
going to have to roll to plot your course and make sure you get there the fastest and safest way.
Now, if I recall correctly, it's better to roll that with the Xin Mei. The Xin Mei has a higher autopilot auto-nav than I do, I think, because I can do the...
Funny enough, you've actually been practicing. One of your skills, if you look under specialties, is pilot astrogation.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool,
if you'd
cool.
like to combine that with Born Behind the Wheel and your agility, you can go ahead and... Actually, I believe it's intelligence. We're going to take that as an intelligence roll to go ahead and make sure that you plot this right.
Intelligence, Born Behind the Wheel, and pilot astrogation.
Dang.
Boss piloting the ship.
You've
Literally
shaved
all-
about 90 minutes off your trip, and you've also managed to find yourself a little bit more of a fuel-efficient entry vector for once you get there. It's going to work out. You're pretty
Okay.
confident about this right now.
Okay. Well, let's head out.
Does anybody want to do anything? You've got you've got maybe 2.5 hours before you arrive.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Is the bridge door open? Like, to the cockpit? Is there an open door or?
There is a door. Whether or not it's open is up to the last person who went through it. So, Captain.
Sorry, she was responding to me. You might have to ask that question again.
No, it's open. You can hit it.
Okay. You want to see
Um,
me, ma'am?
You're the closest thing I have to a co-pilot at this point.
You'd rather have me up here than down in the engine room?
Oh, unless she starts acting funny. I mean, look, I don't know what to expect. We're coming in. We've got, did you say 90 minutes to arrival, or I shaved 90 minutes off the time? How long?
You
to
shave
arrival?
90 minutes off. You've got about 2.5 hours to planetfall.
We've got about 2.5 hours to plan. I got no clue why the Alliance would be out this far. No Gorim sense. I got
That's never made much sense to me.
Sarah, your mic is worse now.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with it, but you sound like really far away and like.
I think you switched it to the wrong input.
Robot-y.
Yeah. Mechanical.
I'm the only one who's allowed to sound like a robot around here. Is that clear? I want that crystal clear.
It's definitely doing my microphone.
I don't know if it's like
I think
set
it's
like.
coming
doing
in
it,
from
it
your
just
camera
sounds like you're really far
microphone,
away.
Is what it sounds like.
No, we disabled that.
It
Okay.
almost maybe sounds like, I don't know.
It's
your
almost
mic is,
like
broken or something. Not like all the way broken, but like
Like
somebody
it's-
dropped it on something.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
or like the pin's not all the way in or something.
Maybe.
I don't really know what to do.
Wait, that was better.
Yeah,
Whatever you just did, it's fine.
It's
Yep.
fine now.
Yeah,
Yep,
just
sounds-
keep doing that.
Yeah.
I went into settings and I told it to not automatically adjust my mic settings.
That's yeah.
There you go.
probably
Well,
want
it's
to keep that.
working. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It just got really bad right there. So
Yeah. No, I agree. I was gonna
Yeah.
say something, but
It's better now.
well, I guess I'll go take a seat in the co-pilot chair.
DM,
So-
where's my medical room?
If you would like, I can go ahead and give you that map as well.
That'll work.
I was gonna say it's on a
Give
different
me all
deck,
the
right?
maps. Also, Mr. DM, did you get my message on Facebook?
No, I did not. So bear with me momentarily. I can check that. Yes, that's doable.
All right, because I had those from before. I just forgot to add them. Like those. I mean, obviously, I have a laser pistol because I found all those ones on those corpses and
Ooh.
fixed them.
Yes, yes, you did.
I loot bodies, everyone.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's common practice, unfortunately, out in the verse.
I've never thought.
As long as you don't bring back disease, we should be fine.
More or
What do you
less.
mean, unfortunately?
It's a thing.
I'm pretty confident
Dr.
you can patch
Whittle,
me up,
I
Doc.
have dropped you into the dead center of your cargo deck,
See
in
that
Med
thing.
Bay. By the way, for those of you curious, you may notice a couple of changes to your ship. There is now a lift that connects directly from the Med Bay to the crew deck. And from the crew deck, it goes all the way up to the bridge.
Oh,
Considering
nice.
the condition of the captain of the ship, probably not a bad idea to have quick access to the med bay.
We have no idea.
Yeah,
what
she
you're
should
talking about.
probably avoid getting shot.
Gosh,
But-
why do you say that?
Shouldn't we?
Well,
all?
you know, her ex-husband isn't on board, so we might be okay.
Oh.
my god.
Oh man.
And that's why the word X is attached to that.
Oh.
Yep.
Damn,
Wow.
I felt that from here.
Oh man.
That wasn't even
Tom
aimed at
felt
me.
There's a lot of heat on that one.
Just a bit.
What?
You're literally in the same house as her. All right. So you two, you're flying the ship.
Well,
Does anybody want
she's
to do?
doing most of the flying. I'm just kind of sitting here looking at the console.
Console looks familiar to you. I mean, you did help install it.
Anything
There's
broken?
a dull pulsing from the center console.
Like a message incoming?
Push the button.
I push the button.
You do that.
That happens.
Hello,
And it
Captain.
now.
Is this my AI
VI. Yes.
or VI? Sorry. Is this my VI?
Yes.
Do I know that this is my VI?
You do.
Does my VI
You've
have
gotten
a
pretty
name?
familiar with it over the last couple of years, even if it does unsettle you still.
Does it have a name?
Are you freaking kidding?
She's been playfully named Mei Mei.
Okay.
But that setting is subject to change by her captain.
As you know, pretty much everything on the ship.
I just printed all these PEP files and forgot to put the edge IDs.
Oh no!
Oh
So
boy.
all of these files.
You
I
have to
reprint.
put that together like a puzzle. That's gonna
No,
be fun.
I'll just reprint it later. It's.
Fair enough.
So I'm just gonna draw characters now.
Perfect.
Sounds fun.
Okay, so Mei Mei is my VI, and I know who she is, so I'm not unsettled by this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I
Mei
mean,
Mei?
Zeph, this is one of your, well,
Creations.
partially one of your creations. So,
I'm the only active parent to this VI.
The other parent abandoned.
abandoned. It's so sad.
All right.
The ship says, "Hello, Captain. Would you like me to check the surrounding comms traffic and see if I can do anything to help?"
Yes, please. Go ahead, Mei Mei.
The ship is going to make some scanning rolls right fast.
I have too many maps open.
Yeah, there are a few. You can probably close whichever ones you're not personally
All
on.
the maps.
Just kidding. I have to print it now because I forgot. If I close my thing, I have to start all over. So pardon my. I'm gonna go dark for a second, but I promise I'm still here.
We appreciate you. All right.
Pretty fancy, ain't she?
Yeah, I'm still getting used to the fact that my ship talks to me.
I thought I'd feel more homey in here with, with a voice. Maybe not.
I don't know if homey is the word I would use to describe it. Unsettling, maybe?
That is why you have the button to mute me from time to time, ma'am.
Thank you for your input, Mei Mei.
I can
Sorry,
disable
ma'am.
that if you want.
No, it's fine. Just getting used to it. Still.
Unusual traffic has been scanned in the area, attempting to decipher it.
Thank you, Mei Mei.
We got any more of those apples from last week, ma'am?
I think so. I don't know. You can check. Sierra may have made off with all of them, though.
If I find any, do you want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to get up and see if there are any apples in the kitchen, or in wherever there would be apples.
Wherever
I
there would
mean-
be apple.
In this area, would they be in the common area? That's where they used to be.
Common area right behind the bridge is still the kitchen, so yes.
The real question is, can you cut the apple open with a knife before eating them?
I
Zeph
didn't
just bites right
understand
into
a
his
word of
apples.
that. What?
I said the real question is, does he cut his apples with a knife before eating them?
No. Zeph, to I'm sure Nell's continual dismay, bites right into his apples.
She's going to teach him eventually.
Do I find any apples in the kitchen? Should I roll a percentile? I'm gonna roll a percentile.
Not a percentile. You do have perception. You can roll perception.
I rolled a 15 on my percentile.
You can roll a perception for me.
Alertness, and I have perception now.
You do. How about
somewhere.
Look at that. You actually got some perception, Zeph.
My alertness is still my lowest skill. Just for the record, that's a 4.
that? You find one, and it's been bitten in two.
Do the teeth marks resemble a 8 to 9-year-old child?
Well, that depends on Zeph's assessment, since you're still at the wheel.
Do the teeth marks look like they have come from a small child?
I'd have you make an intelligence check, but you're pretty familiar with this. They do.
All right, I'll pick up the one apple I find and bite right into it.
Zeph, are you eating apples without cutting them again?
It already had a bite in it.
Fair enough. Sierra?
As far as I can tell.
Sounds about right.
I don't think you're ever going to teach her to not cut him or to not bite him.
Captain, we found two distinct signals.
Go ahead, Mei.
One is that we have noted that there is mostly civilian traffic. There is no sign of Alliance traffic or signals at this planet, which is strange considering our mission in the area.
Could be a trap.
It-
Can you trace the transmission that I received earlier requesting assistance?
Working. Transmission was verified on your private coded frequency from Independent Command. Ivy Serenity Valley.
Alright. What does the civilian chatter look like?
Standard signals for the most part. Decryption failed in one instance.
What's the one instance?
It appears to be a larger ship.
How big?
Traffic. Mid-bulk size. At least judging by the sensor trail. The second piece of information that I think may be worth noting, the second sensor pattern in this vicinity is a ship that triggers my warning sensor.
Well, what is it?
One red flag. No core containment.
Reavers.
They are not headed directly toward the planet, but they are in the vicinity. It would be wise to attempt to run silent if possible.
Understood. Zeph, can you work on decoding that signal that failed?
I'll see what I can do. Not much
Make a
of a
technical
codecracker,
engineering check for you, Zeph.
but... Oh, what now?
Technical engineering check.
I'm gonna flip comms on for the rest of the ship.
I swear I have technical engineering somewhere. Oh, here it is.
Folks,
Can
we've
you
got,
intelligence roll too?
Yes, it's intelligence plus tech engineering.
folks, we've got a couple we'll call them glitches.
Thanks, that's smart.
First of all, there doesn't appear to be any alliance in the area, which is a little odd considering why we're here. Second, there's Reavers in the area, so just a fair warning, we're going to try and avoid them as much as we can, and hopefully we won't have to engage, but they're here. Comms click off.
Lovely.
Imagine there are no alliance because they're Reavers.
Yeah, well, I'm a little concerned as to why I received a transmission requesting a rescue op from the Alliance when there ain't no Alliance in the area.
Could be. Alliance was there,
Reavers
and
scared 'em
Reavers
off?
came, scared them off or turned them.
Make a intelligence check, both of you. And if you have any knowledge alliance government, you can add that.
Rip.
Or just knowledge in general, you can add that.
That's a 3. But I got an 11 for my technical engineering.
I did see that. We'll get to that in a second. Captain Holiday, you are aware that Alliance would never break the armistice overtly, but there is the sincere possibility that someone working on their behalf, potentially Corsairs, who have been a problem over the last year or so, may be flying Alliance colors while doing their dirty work.
Okay.
Which means they could be freelancers. Pirates.
Pirates, yes. You think pirates, Zeph?
I suppose. I mean, they were looking for Alliance, weren't they?
If they're pirates and they're running the Alliance flag, that'd be enough. I think, for
I
that
suppose
message.
that makes sense.
What
Why
have
would
you got?
pirates wear the Alliance flag unless they were...
Corsairs. Been hired out.
Right. That makes sense.
Not every single world. You would both know, and Zeph, basic knowledge check, you made your success on that, you would remember. Not every single world in the mid-rim and outer rim threw in with the independence movement. There's as much factionalism between the outer worlds as, as the Alliance ever wished there would not be. And a couple of them still felt that the Alliance was the best way to go, even given the option. So,
Lovely.
What'd you get on that transmission? Tell me.
the results of your decryption was this. You were able to determine that that is almost exactly what's going on here. A group of Corsairs have been signaling their base and reported that they found a group of settlers and civilians who was trying to set up some kind of farming community. And they said, oh, look, supplies. That's the gist of it. The long and the short of the explanation, you weren't able to get names off of anything, but you were able to get at least cargo manifests, says that there should be between 20 and 30 civilians on the ground, and that the Corsairs in the area were looking to raid the compound and then trade in any materials or people that they find. The materials to the local magistrate, the people on the black market. So you are dealing with slavers.
Seems like your hunch was right, man. I think we might be looking at slavers here.
Slavers and reavers. Delightful.
Slavers.
I don't understand.
I was making a joke, Mei.
I don't think you can.
I'll work on my humor heuristics.
It's a human thing.
Zeph, I don't think you can teach your humor.
Well, it's not going to stop me from trying.
Thank you, Zeph.
My pleasure.
Testing real quick. Can you hear me?
Welcome back. We
you're
hear
very
you
far
and see
away.
you.
No, I can't hear you.
Okay.
What?
I'm
There, wait,
We can hear you.
you're coming in and out.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're a little quiet, but I can turn you up.
No, I need to fix that. I just had to adjust my settings just so I had to hang up and come back. So let me. How do I sound now?
A little louder.
Good.
Is that okay? Is this better or worse now?
Much
Yeah,
better.
that's perfect.
Better. Okay. All right.
We both
Sorry
hear
about
you
that.
and see you.
I am back now.
All right. Would anyone else like to do anything in the remaining approximately 2 hours, hour and a half before planetfall is achieved? Or would anyone like to have done anything during that scene?
I'm going to offer Nell a bite of my apple.
I'm just in the kitchen with my feet up on the table, kicked back, hat down.
I'm gonna wait and make my way up to the bridge so I can get a better handle on the situation and figure out if we have enough supplies to be able to support however many people that we would be picking up.
That
from
is
this
the sort
distress
of thing you can actually check in your bay before
Okay,
you come
well
up
then.
to if you want to.
call. I will definitely do that.
Okay.
Actually, that was I was coming up to do, is to see if there was I guess any kind of record of medical supplies and how many people were got by
all
the
right, then.
transmission.
If you would, Dr. Whittle, if you would, go ahead and give me a medical expertise general
Okay.
coupled with intelligence.
Got it. Where are you at? There you are. General, you said general intelligence?
Medical expertise plus intelligence, yes.
Ooh, dang. Doctor's
You are
smart.
aware of exactly what it is you have and don't have. It would be tight, but even if all of them were injured, you think you could handle it.
Okay. All right.
I go into the kitchen and go to look for the apple that I had left for myself and find that
Oh,
it's
no.
gone. And I look
Okay.
at Hank, like just like sitting there, and like give him this look, like, and I stomp out.
because he's sleeping.
Where do you stomp out to, Sierra?
I'm gonna head towards the cockpit.
Okay.
Well, if
You
you
walk
go to
in-
the cockpit,
As
you'll
you walk into the cockpit, make an alertness check.
All right.
You may hear some crunching.
Oh boy.
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary?
I know who it really was. It was Hank.
You are so certain it was Hank. I mean,
Hey, darling.
you have never been more certain of anything in your life.
Is there an available seat in the cockpit?
There are, in fact, 2 available chairs in the cockpit.
All right, I go and like plop into a chair. My legs don't quite hit the bottom, so I had to kind of like jump up into it, and I like start swinging my legs like kind of obvious that I'm like looking for attention, but I'm just like kind of looking at the ground like sullenly.
Do you want to sit behind the captain or Zeph?
I guess Zeph. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Hey, darling.
Mm.
Something wrong, Sierra?
Somebody took my apple, and I know who it was.
Oh, really? And who's that?
That weird guy with the hat.
Oh, well, that's certainly very rude of him.
Yeah, he didn't even ask.
How would he know it's your apple?
Well, I bit into it. I touched it. It's mine.
You
That's a fair point.
you bit into an apple and you left it there?
I was coming back for it later.
I don't know. That sounds like fair game to me.
I don't know why he ate my apple.
Well, I guess he didn't realize it was yours.
It's kind of gross, you know.
It's a little gross, wouldn't you say, Zeph?
I don't mind sharing food.
Like, what if I had some kind of disease or something?
We'd probably all catch it anyway. This is pretty tight quarters.
I'm pretty sure Dr. Whittle screened you fairly thoroughly.
So where are we going?
Where we're going to a moon, off orbiting heaven.
We're going to heaven?
It's the name of a planet.
I heard that's where my mommy and daddy went.
Probably not the planet. I probably meant the afterlife.
Speaking of which, you can see heaven outside now.
one?
I'll point to it. That there.
The one with the
that
angels,
planet,
Zeph.
That their planet is called Heaven, but it ain't the real heaven. It's just named after it.
Why'd they name it heaven? Is that where
Well,
people go?
I assume.
Before you answer that, Captain, if you would make a alertness check, and Sierra, if you would as well.
Oh no.
Zeph, you can too if you want to. You're in the cockpit as well.
I can find my alertness.
You can add your perception if you've got it.
Oh, I have. Somewhere.
All right.
6.
You're not too focused to notice. All of you get a breathtaking view. As the ship coasts through the empty space, you can see a beautiful, swirling storm the size of several Earth that was on the surface of the gas giant heaven. and it looks beautiful. Swirling browns and golds and whites that form into rings that swim round and round in a maelstrom of winds and gases on the planet's surface. And you can barely make out shapes inside it. And the sails give the inside it that pick up and collect the bits of gases, the skimmers, which the two of you know, are collectors for helium and other gases that are then picked up by other people, give the appearance of wings in the clouds.
Wow!
I'd imagine that's how it got.
I would want to go to here someday when I die.
Well, you see them little wings down there?
Yeah?
Those are the angels floating around in heaven.
Let's bet my mom and dad.
What?
Can we go down and see them?
Well, we can't. We don't have the ability to do that. This ship won't go there.
Heaven's a very exclusive place, you see. They don't let just anyone in.
Yeah, you gotta die to go there.
That's true.
Alright, well, I guess I'll go there someday then.
Right about this time, the radio begins to squawk to life a little bit, and Mei Mei's comms light begins to blink.
I will tap that button.
Mayday, Mayday, to anyone who can hear us, it's Hiram Newell. We're waiting for pickup. If there's anybody on this frequency, we could really use a hand.
What did you say his name was?
Hiram Newell.
Hiram Newell. Okay. This is the approved frequency, correct?
This is the approved frequency. They were given this one to expect help.
Mr. Newell, this is Captain Holliday of the Xin Mei. I've received your request for assistance. We are inbound.
Oh, it's good to hear your voice. Listen, these guys, they are not playing around. They've already killed 2 people. We're bunkered down as best we can. We're willing to abandon our supplies as long as you can get us out. Can you land on the outskirts of town?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. All
Send me
right.
coordinates. I'll be there. What's my rough estimate?
It's going to take you probably another 45 minutes to get there at this pace.
Estimated 45 minutes to arrival. Give me the latitude and longitude. I'll be there.
Coordinates coming. Thank you so much, Captain. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. I'll click the comms off.
Message saved, Captain.
Thank you, Mei Mei.
Hi, Mei Mei!
Hello, Sierra.
Glad someone likes Mei Mei.
Mei Mei's the coolest.
Thank you, little sister.
I'm just too old-fashioned, I think.
Can I roll another perception to see if I notice, like, I don't know, like an apple core anywhere?
You're pretty convinced.
Damn.
But there are a lot of apples on the ship, so I don't know. You never know. Why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check? What are you looking for specifically?
I guess it would be more alertness. Is Zeph still, like, eating the apple?
Zeph, you finished that apple by now? I think you've been working on it a while.
I'm still picking at the bits.
All right. Go ahead and give me an alertness check with perception if you have it.
I think I only have alertness.
That Hank is so crafty.
Oh my god, I'm so over it with Hank.
So convinced. It's definitely 100% Hank.
This is amazing. All right.
I think I need to add a complication called chip on my shoulder over my goddamn apple.
Oh my god.
Language, young lady. All right. Does anybody want to do anything in the remaining 45 minutes before you make planfall?
I'm just holding steady.
Nothing at all. Okay.
Making sure
There's-
everything gets
I'm
prepped
good.
and sterilized.
If there's anything at all wrong with the bridge, I'd like to touch it up before we land.
Okay.
I will give an update to the crew. Comms click on.
Mei
Alright,
pings you as you're about to do so.
Oh,
Reaver signature detected. Recommend begin silent running now.
when she says silent running, does she mean just turn everything off?
It's the general term for. It's the term for basically make everything go dead stick and pretend that you are a hole in space. You are not giving off any signals or signatures. You basically cut the engines and let inertia take you where it wants to take you until they pass.
I'm gonna make my way down to the engine room so I can
Okay.
turn everything off.
And we want to be quiet as well, right?
It helps.
If it helps you feel better.
I mean, sound doesn't travel through space.
Yeah, the sound doesn't travel through vacuum. It's not like a submarine, but
Right.
it's one of those moments. You get the strong sensation every time you're around Reavers, especially the time that you spent with Sai, that if you move too much, they might hear you somehow.
All right.
It's an unsettling feeling,
Comms
even
click
if it's
on.
not based in any reality.
All right. So Zeph's already headed down to the engine room. Everything's on silent. Comms click on.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and make stealth checks after you do your comm speech.
Okay.
I don't even know if I have stealth.
Attention crew. Inbound Reavers, we're running silent till we land. No Alliance vessels nearby, but there are Corsairs. They've already started attacking the town. We have coordinates for landing, provided we can make it past the Reavers. I'll keep you updated. Click. Okay, stealth rolls from Xin Mei.
Stealth rolls with your piloting. You can roll the Xin Mei's programming if you like, but it's up to you if you want to take your rolls for this or program the computer to do it herself.
Okay,
You can ask the Xin Mei to handle it, or you can do it yourself.
Well, I just see that the Xin Mei has a roll for silent running. And
So the role for the Xin Mei to do it is so that she can do it on command. It's not going to be necessarily as good as your role.
Okay, what do
And
you
it
want?
won't benefit, and the Xin Mei doesn't benefit from your born behind the wheel.
Right. So then what would you want me to roll?
If you're going to roll for it as Nell, then I'm going to need from you a piloting mid-bulk transports, born behind the wheel, and your agility.
Okay.
Sarah, your mic's doing that thing again.
I don't know what it's doing.
It's that it's falling too far away from your mouth, I think.
That could be it.
Because
Is
It's
this better?
definitely something
That's
physical
perfect.
and not
See, it's whenever
software.
Yeah.
I keep seeing it whenever that side of your headset begins to slip away from your mouth.
Okay. Is that okay right there?
Perfect.
Okay.
Just, keep it there.
$18.
That's not bad.
There is one thing I do well, and it is fly this Gorim ship.
Really?
What was that?
Apparently somebody's at my door
Oh,
at 9:30 at night.
On a Sunday.
Seconds.
take the bat.
As you coast through space, you watch as the ship glides, and you can see it with the naked eye now. The ship is close enough that you can make out details. You can see, flying through space, a ship with unnecessary amounts of spikes, welding, and several cannons strapped to it as it blazes through space. It turns, not toward you, but more eastward, further past the planet. It is headed toward the planet. You can see that. But it doesn't seem to go directly after you.
Would it
After
be
a few tenths.
contact ground?
Say again?
Would
Would it be safe to contact the ground?
You can certainly try.
Would it be safe? Do I think it would be safe, or do I think it's better to not?
Give me an intelligence check.
Can you not?
Is there anybody else in the
You think you
cockpit?
might be able to get away with it.
It's
I'm in the engine room.
it's just yeah, Sierra and Nell.
Can Sierra be climbing into your lap?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay, she does so, and is sort of pantomiming doing things.
Nell just sort of holds you, and you can definitely feel how tense she is. But she's not like freaking out or panicking or anything.
Gotcha. You were contacting ground.
I was considering it.
You think you can get away with it.
That doesn't strike me with a lot of confidence.
I stopped pantomiming, noticing your tenseness. What's going on?
Give me an alertness check from Sierra.
Okay.
Do you notice the apple core in the trash?
She does not notice the apple core in the trash, but she does notice the highlighted shape bracketed on the screen, slowly drifting through space, of a fairly terrifying conical transport ship.
Does Sierra know what reavers are?
Does Sierra know what reavers are?
Um.
Actually,
That would be a knowledge roll, wouldn't it?
Sierra, give me an intelligence check and a knowledge roll if you have knowledge.
I ain't got no knowledge.
Straight intelligence, then. You've heard the word. You think of it about the same way you think of the boogeyman.
Okay.
It's reavers.
Reavers. Is that why we gotta be quiet?
Yes.
Are the people that we were helping? Are they hiding from the reavers too?
Well, right now they're hiding from pirates. So I reckon that'll keep them safe from the reavers too, or I hope it will. They ought to be alright, I think.
Are we gonna bust up some pirates?
Well, hopefully we'll just be picking up some survivors and getting out of there, but, you know, if pirates are still there, yeah, we'll bust up some pirates, or...
Oh yeah, I wanna bust up some pirates.
I'm not sure that's the best idea. What is my knowledge of what Sierra can do? Like, does she shoot things really well, or...
Sierra, what have you told your captain?
I do not have any weapons abilities.
Okay.
You're 8. I would hope not.
Let's lean on 9. Let's lean on 9.
Okay, you're 9. I would hope not.
You're under 10.
Yeah, you're
I'm a minor.
you are exceptionally a minor. You do not have weapon skills. The tense moment passes as the ship drifts out of range of your visual ability to see. The ship still tracks, and you can see the highlighted dot, but then it disappears behind the horizon of the planet.
From the coordinates that I was given, do I feel like I need to be concerned that it's going to be in the same area as we're going?
Based on the knowledge check that you made, you are concerned about their proximity, but without any more direct information, There's nothing you can do about it right this moment unless you decided to open fire on it.
Alright, well, we're still going to go in as planned.
Okay. You're close enough to the rocky little moon now that you can see it, and it's big. I mean, it's approximately, it's a little bit bigger than Earth's moon. And gravity here is not going to be especially heavy. You can see that, but it's clearly got atmosphere. And as you come across it, you can see a little light pop up on the screen highlighting it and listing a number of different stats about the moon. And then it focuses in on the coordinates. Ready to make planetfall, Captain?
Yes. I'll do one last comm before we start going in. Attention, we're beginning our descent. Should be planetfall shortly. Reavers have moved on, and I'd like to think that they're, you know, just coincidentally in the area, but that's probably by Limon. So let's just assume they're probably going to be an issue. Going in for landing. If you need anything, you know where I am. Comms click off.
Wonder if that's my speakers or her microphone.
It's her microphone.
It's her microphone.
That was in character, everyone.
Do I have to do this every time I talk?
Apparently.
I'm not sure if it's proximity. There's something else going on.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe take a look at it when stream's over or during break.
Wiggle your thing around.
Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle. Okay.
Stop.
It's so weird seeing him so relaxed that he can make jokes like that in the middle of the stream. I like it. All right.
Do you need me to make some rolls here?
I do. You're going to be landing in high weather.
I'm going to send a personal comm to the captain.
Okay. Is
ma'am,
that from the engine room?
Do you need me to stay down here, or would you rather me in the bridge with you?
I need you in the engine room. We're landing in high weather.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you need from me, and what do you need from the ship, if necessary?
What we need from you at the moment is we need you to go ahead and start either, if you would like to use the ship's automatic landing, you can use the programming there, or you can use your own piloting mid-bulk transport with agility and born behind the wheel.
That's probably always the better way to go.
Can I assist this roll at all in the engine room?
There's nothing really to assist with on an automated landing, so you can get your weapons ready.
Wow.
Rip.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, man, that was about to be the roughest landing. All right. Zeph, you might want to stand by on Station 1.
Yeah, we're good.
As the ship coasts in and you feel the atmosphere enter, you can tell just by slipping inside the atmospheric envelope of the moon, just like you've done 100 times before. This is choppy. This is bad weather. And then all of a sudden, you begin to plummet, unpowered, about 300 feet straight down before you manage to correct for the sudden lack of give. The atmosphere begins to twist and turn under you, and it's difficult to predict. You can't really figure out why or what exactly about this place is causing your instruments to misread for you, because surely it must be the instruments. But you begin to make your descent, and it gets a bit choppier. Everybody else, make a... anyone else who is standing at the moment, please go ahead and give me a resist check.
Strength.
I'm
From your
sitting
derived
down,
attributes?
but I'm not strapped in or anything. You want me to roll it?
Yeah. You probably you had your feet up, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your own fault. Resist.
You don't need strength or anything like that?
Just resist.
He resists very nicely.
I guess this is kind of going back in the past, but Nell, did you make me buckle up?
I'm holding on to you.
Okay.
So I'm buckled in, and like
You're
you're
having
in
a
my lap.
difficult time holding on to her while you're flying.
I've got one arm
actively.
around her waist and the other. That's why I rolled
That's
2-1.
why everyone's having so many problems. That's why you rolled 2 1s, is you've got one arm around an 8-year-old who's squirming in your lap.
I'm 9!
A 9-year-old squirming in your lap. And you're trying to fly a ship with one hand.
She's very talented.
All right.
You guys like my strength roll?
I do like your strong throw.
Strong.
However, Zeph
I got a
and
Yes, I did.
Sierra, I don't see a roll from you. I need that resist roll.
Oh, I thought you said only the people standing up.
You're
She
not
is
strapped in. You're held by Nell. Nell, if you want to assist this, I need a strength check from you.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
She used my strength check.
No.
Hmm.
Oh no.
That's me.
I have
Better than I did.
All right. Sierra, this is one of the bounciest rides you've ever had, but you're having a good time. Yeah, it's like the ricketiest roller coaster, just going just like that.
I think at this point, Hank would have, and he's hanging on to the table.
Zeph may have bonked his head on the engine.
Zeph. Yeah. Hang on. Okay. Zeph, you take 1 point of stun.
Ah!
Oh no.
You bounce straight off your own engine block.
Ow, jeez.
I see health, defense, wounds, C4, C5, and order.
Okay, I need to fix that on yours. Let me
Stun
go ahead
is
and
the
correct
fourth one
you,
down.
but stun is meant to be the 4th one down, yes.
C4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lump on my head.
You've got a lump and a point of stun.
Well, I mean, yeah.
At this point, I'm assuming that most of my instruments have probably left their sanitized trays and fallen on the floor, and I'm going to have a lot more work to do while they're
If you
gone.
had them on sanitized trays, yes. If you had them in some kind of drawer, maybe less.
I had a good bit of them in drawer, but I had at least one set out, so it's not going to be too terrible. But
Do you want to check any of that?
I'm going to
Okay.
while they're gone. So
All right. So, as you're about to everybody make planetfall, right as you're on the last 15 or so feet, Nell, as you're about to make the last 15 feet or so, the ship plummets the last 15 feet straight down, and the engine just stops. And you hear this long.
Zeph, tell me
sound.
something good.
What do I know about this?
Well, you know that she usually only makes that noise when somebody does something that makes the ship's engine shut down.
What, you mean like you powered down the ship too early?
Yeah, a little bit. But
That was
in order to confirm anything, that was to know. All right. You might want to go ahead and make a mechanical engineering plus intelligence check.
What happened up there? Is everything all right?
Gravity's all wonky and Sierra's in my lap.
Just straight mechanical engineering, or can I?
You could say machinery on this one if you wanted to, because it's the ship.
All right, great. I rolled a 10 total.
Yeah, but you rolled a 1.
Oh wait. Hang on. I have mechanical empathy. Hang on. I wasn't supposed to roll that. I think my mechanical empathy is for something or other. I don't remember. Fixing. Damn it.
Ryan, you are suddenly muted. Anybody?
Ryan?
No, I can hear Ryan.
I seem to have
That
lost
definitely
him.
helps
There he
you
is.
to decipher what's wrong, but it doesn't help you to
Alright.
It doesn't undo the 1.
So I rolled a 10 total. That
Alright.
mechanical,
No, you still got the benefit of the extra 3. That's a 13, but
Okay.
one of those was a 1.
I think my talented was for repairs, so that's not helpful right now.
No. So as you are checking over the engine, you notice that there's a little blinking red light. And as you read over the little red light, you check the system input coming from it. Your artificial gravity drive has switched off for some strange reason.
Ma'am, are you switching off the artificial gravity?
No. Why?
Looks like someone did.
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me either.
When you say someone, do you mean that the system failed, or do you mean that someone outside my ship?
Maybe it was Mei.
Looks like it's been turned off. It does look like it's been turned off, right? Not that it's failed or something.
You would have to actually get into the guts of the system to figure that out.
I'm gonna do some digging. I'll get back to you.
All right. I'm gonna reach out to Newell.
Newell here. Please tell me you've landed the ship somewhere nearby.
Landed at your coordinates.
Oh, God, thank you. We're on the way. Listen, if you could meet us part way, we got some people who need help carrying.
All right. We'll send someone out, or a couple someones out. Just be mindful. Don't go telling everyone this, but we did see a Reaver ship on incoming.
You saw what?
Saw a Reaver ship on incoming. Just keep your heads down. Stay quiet. Stay low.
Holy
Send
Mary,
folks
Mother
out
of
to
God. All right.
Okay, so before I get out, what do you need me to roll to find out what's wrong with the artificial gravity?
All right. For this, I'm going to need you to do intelligence mechanical with mechanical engineering for machinery, and you can add your mechanical empathy.
Why do I keep failing? Why am I so dumb? That's a 10.
How do you get the same roll and you still have a 1 in there?
Hey, my other roll is a 12.
All right.
Because F is great.
Goes F. All right. Here's how it happens. Over the course of of going through everything and looking around, you find... Okay, not bad. You do, in fact, find, as you're plugging through everything, that, yes, the artificial gravity has been switched off, but it's because there is a wire that, for some reason, has a large piece of some kind of chewing gum stuck to it. And the wire was stripped and repaired with the chewing gum.
Do I remember doing this?
You do not.
I'm gonna...
Okay, while he's doing that, I'm gonna flip
You do know that there was supposed to be a very large coupling right there, and it's very shiny, and it's not there. And instead, the two wires are stuck together with the chewing gum.
Do I have to make an intelligence roll, or... I mean, can I just assume I know who
You
does
can make
this?
an intelligence roll if you want to, but your assumptions are your own.
I gotta start locking this door.
Comms click on. Whittle, Wilson, Adams. We've got folks incoming. They've requested assistance getting some of the folks on board. They're needing help carrying. Low gravity shouldn't be too difficult. Feel free to take one of the transports out if you need it.
We'll get right on it, ma'am.
Roger that, ma'am.
Can I just
Yes,
make
ma'am.
one request before we go?
Go ahead.
Anyone who doesn't have authorized access to the engine room, I would like them to not go in the engine room.
What did you find?
Nothing I can't fix, but certainly is going to take us a little longer to get up in the air.
Alright, you stay here and work on that. I'll go with Whittle and
It won't take that long. I'll do it
No.
when I get back.
I want us ready to get in the air as soon as we get everyone on board this ship.
Yes,
Not willing
ma'am.
to wait. We got reavers.
I'll get to work fixing the problem right away.
Alright, I point to the screen that has, like, the radar and everything on it.
Okay.
Sierra, I want you to
what?
watch this. I want you to listen to Mei Mei and watch this screen. If you see anything coming in and Mei Mei says it's bad, use your comms. Tell me what's going on.
Copy that.
Okay.
Roll a 12.
DM, real quick. I noticed that we bumped down one of the major assets that I had down to a minor, or we did the opposite one.
Yeah.
Steadicom needs to be a major, and things go smooth needs to be a minor.
Okay.
I know
So
some
that
of
was
your assets
looking
now.
for stuff.
You've lost some of your mystique.
You can shoot me a message about that stuff if you want to.
Got it.
So I got a 12 total to fix my wiring. At least, it doesn't have to be pretty. It's just got to get us up in the air.
You succeed with that. You're
How long
able
does
to
it take
find
me?
a couple of spare parts, and it takes you the better part of half an hour to get this done, which is enough time for them to go do what they need to do, or at least get that started. So we'll do their stuff first.
Alright, I'm gonna head down to the cargo bay, and we still have
I'll
the
go down with her.
transports, right?
You still have the what's now?
We had a out.
I can't hear a word you're saying. I'm sorry.
We had a couple different options for leaving the ship that included, like,
Oh yeah, we've got the mule and like.
the mule and
Yes.
I think we had one other thing.
Yes, you do.
Okay. What do we have?
You do have a mule. You do have.
We had like a speeder, right?
You did at one point, yes. You still have your mule. You still have your speeder.
Okay. Which holds more? Which holds more people?
Could whoever's making all that ruckus mute that?
Cats walking around. I bet.
Anyway, you can prepare whichever vehicle you feel appropriate.
Which holds more people?
Yeah.
If I remember rightly, the speeder holds 6, the mule holds 4.
Alright, we'll go with the speeder then.
Why not both?
That's fair. Whittle and Wilson, do either of you have the ability to pilot a land vehicle?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
You can't pilot at all.
I think I do.
Not at all.
I have a
Mine.
D4 planetary.
Never
vehicles.
had the need to drive anything.
You're busy. Zeph is busy.
Zeph can drive.
Zeph is busy. Would they need to make rolls to drive just out and back?
You can make rolls to drive out and back.
But would they need to if I want one of them to drive the mule?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, looks like we're just taking the speeder.
You hear Hiram come in over your comms, routed through the meme programming. Ma'am, we started hoofing it your way as soon as you said the word Reavers. We're trying to run as quick as we can, but there's a limit to how many people we can move on foot. If you
We're
want to
bringing
meet
a
us,
speeder.
if you want to meet us along the way, that would be fine.
We're bringing a speeder. We'll be there soon.
We'll see you outside.
All right. Let's head out.
That didn't work.
All right.
I've got Logan and Hank with me. Zeph's on board. Sierra's in the cockpit. I have comms available and the Maymay's programming. So I think that's pretty much all I can do.
All right.
Let's get out.
All right. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and need you to get me your respective driving rolls for that. I'm going to need you to. You're just driving the one vehicle, right?
Yep, just a speeder.
Okay.
That's 2 pages.
Pilot.
Seeing as the captain's made it known that we might run into Reavers, I'm just gonna go ahead and load the high explosive ammo.
Oh my god.
Not the worst idea I've ever heard, but thank you for the notification, Hank.
What do you need out of me? Just agility and standard pilot?
No, you've got a ground vehicles, pilot ground vehicles, don't you?
Nope. I just have pilot.
You have to have
Standard
planetary
pilot.
vehicles to drive.
Planetary
No, well,
I guess not.
vehicles.
Yeah, planetary vehicles.
Planetary vehicles is the skill you use for that.
Right, and if I don't have that, then I just do agility pilot, right?
It's similar, but not similar enough.
Isn't planetary vehicles a specialization of pilot?
No,
That's
it's a
what
skill.
It's
It's
a
a
It's
skill.
completely different
It's
skill.
a separate skill.
Oh.
It's a separate skill.
Nobody
Nobody here knows how to drive any of the planetary vehicles you
Seth can
own.
drive.
Well, I
Except
mean,
for Zep.
that was Ellis's job.
It was in fact Ellis's job, and you're suddenly, for the first time in 3 years, you're starting to miss him a little. For that one thing. And then you shoot yourself mentally for thinking it.
We all recall the time he sniped while injured and driving like
No
a motorcycle.
scope. No scope, one-handed, driving through... That was the most amazing shot any of you had ever seen.
Didn't
And
he
then-
break his arm doing that?
He
Well,
did.
and then and then you were like, oh, for a second you're like, I miss Ellis, and then you remember the horrible crash and injury he sustained, and you're like, nope, not worth it.
Tom, that really was impressive rolling for that day. Good job.
One day.
Just the one.
So,
And then he crashed and hurt himself.
So how long does it take them to like get set up? Because I could go down to the.
No, we're just gonna...
They just head down and leave. You're stuck there on your own with the ship, Sierra, and your mechanical repairs for about half an hour.
Hey Ryan, can I hang on before they go? Can I roll a percentile to see if I have maybe made a robot that can drive?
we
That
already know
sounds
the
more
answer.
like a use of plot points to me, sir.
We already know the answer to that. It's in my shuttle.
Can I spend a plot
It
point?
is, in fact, in the shuttle. However, if you're looking for a robot that can drive a planetary vehicle, the answer is, that sounds like a plot points roll.
Just one plot point?
That sounds like several plot points.
How many plot points do I have to spend to have this happen? Because I don't want them to crash and die.
To have like an autopilot you built into the vehicle,
Sure.
that's going to be all of them.
Like,
All 6?
how bad a driver do you have to be to like
All-
need a robot to drive for
All
you?
6. For you
we
to
not
have
just
thought
drive
to
the
do this
vehicle?
before
Yeah,
now.
I'm pretty naturally agile. I feel like I could be okay
Yeah,
with this.
somebody could get
You know what?
behind the
Fine.
wheel of this thing. It's not the most
Guys-
difficult machine in
I'm
the
just
world.
gonna get it. I'm gonna
You'd
get
have
behind
to
the
be
wheel.
really awful to be able
You
to
guys want
screw
to drive
this up.
unassisted? You can
Yes.
drive
Because
unassisted.
mostly
Gonna do
driving
it.
unassisted is... If you're driving in a straight line, it's not difficult. If you're trying to do difficult things, that's a whole other deal.
Okay, we're just gonna drive. We don't have time for this.
Yeah, yes. Do you want me to get behind the wheel, or do you want to be behind the wheel?
What's your agility?
Hi.
Higher than 12?
It's high.
It is.
It's high.
Okay, we can drive.
I drive.
Yeah. Hank, if you'd like to give me an agility check.
Okay.
Nobody took driving? Seriously?
I have.
I-
That's alertness.
I'm a
Hang on.
child!
Wrong button. This one.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the only reason I didn't suggest it for you is your feet don't reach the pedals. Hank, really?
It's
All right.
yeah, whatever.
You're able to drive in a straight line.
That's all we need right now.
It's snowy. It's difficult.
Oh no.
All right.
I'm going in a straight
You-
line.
It's a little difficult for you. I mean, the air is thin, the oxygen is a little thin. You're not used to it that every time you hit a bump, the vehicle glides for about 40 feet. Okay. Not just because of the snow, but because it actually picks up off the ground for maybe 5 feet more than it ought to when you hit a ramp.
Okay.
This is a very bumpy ride. You're having a good time.
Apparently. I'm enjoying this a lot.
Yeah. This is a roller coaster for you. Okay. Nell, if you could give me your agility check as well, since you don't have driving.
Yeah.
This is the next best thing to driving bumper cars for you. You're having a great time.
Are we taking both the vehicles?
Yes.
I guess so.
Okay. Good deal.
So between the two of you, you're driving out. It takes maybe about 10, 15 minutes. But as you reach them, you can see a group of people running toward you. Go ahead and give me alertness checks. And perception if either of the group of you have it.
Okay.
No.
All right. Hank, you're distracted by a spray of snow that keeps just bouncing
Logan?
straight up into your face every time you hit a bump. But Nell, you are able to see that there are a group of people coming toward you.
Okay.
And they appear to be on foot. There also appears to be a number of them behind them who are running as fast as they can go. But they're having a hard time in the snow.
You should have an alertness as well, Michael.
Yep. Oh my.
Wow!
Man, you guys are awful.
That's surprising.
Dr. Whittle, you've never had this experience before, and you're so distracted by the cold and the ice and the damp snow flying straight into your face that you can't see anything. You're that distracted. You're also having a little bit of difficulty breathing. This is not normal for you. The gravity here is just not high enough, and it's uncomfortable. The air's thin. This is unpleasant. Other people should be doing this, not you.
Usually there's a reason for that.
This is unpleasant. Other people should be doing this.
Sometimes you have those thoughts. It's a thing. I mean,
If it looks like Wilson isn't slowing down, I will move to get ahead of him and brake intentionally so that he knows that I'm slowing down.
Hank, with your alertness roll, you have no trouble. You have a lot of trouble noticing that, actually.
I was about to say, wouldn't I have
I'm going to need you to make... I'm really going to need you to work hard on this one. Go ahead and give me an agility plus alertness.
Agility plus alertness.
She just pulled in front of you, and you rolled a 1 on your last alertness check.
There you go.
You notice that immediately, and you go, oh, she's stopping. And you pull to it. You with more deftness than you expected to be able to pull off, given your experiences so far, you managed to pull this thing into a sideways slide and come to a deft, smooth halt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I will also halt my vehicle.
You cock your hat very slightly as you pull to the side.
Nell looks over at you, gives you a nod of approval. But like one of those like chin tilt ones, like.
So
not bad.
All right.
One professional to another. The nod is received and understood.
I'll get out of the speeder and head over to the incoming group.
All right. So you head over. As you're beginning to load a couple of people up, you see behind them coming the group that you had noticed before, especially with the alertness check you just made. You have no difficulty recognizing this group headed forward toward you. These are wearing the same colors that you've seen before on Corsairs, licensed pirates for the Alliance. They are running over the snow. They're carrying large objects that Hank with your experience, you recognize immediately as assault rifles. You take a few moments to begin to get people loaded into the group as you see Hiram bringing up the rear, his face familiar to you, Nell, from the wave, as you begin to hear the crack of gunfire.
How many?
Get
And we're
everybody.
going to take a break.
Oh, okay. Why?
We'll be right back, everybody.
Ouch.
Thank
This
you
is why I didn't
for
want Nell to go.
sticking with us so far, but yeah, we're a couple of minutes overdue for that break. So everybody go take your bathroom break. Be back in 5, maybe 10 minutes tops, and we'll get back to this.
I have a lot of concerns right now. Did I just say that? I have a lot of concerns.
Don't worry, I'm a really good shot.
And I am really good at absorbing bullets.
Yep.
And I'm really good at taking them out.
Yeah,
hope.
well, that's why you're here. You better be good at it because I die real easy.
I don't think it's going to be a problem.
I suppose it's not really the taking the bullet out that's the issue. It's the making me not
Plugging
bleed.
it back up.
Yeah.
You'll I'll give you something nice. You won't even notice.
That's good. That's comforting, Doc. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay, I was right. This is definitely... They were just lazy when they made this file.
When they made what?
Basically, like, the edge IDs are being weird. So, like, I have this piece here, and you can see, like, there's numbers on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this piece here that I just, like, folded up. And, like, it very clearly, like, fits perfectly together.
Okay.
But the numbers aren't the same. So I had to go and open the program again to try to figure out why. And they were just lazy, it looks like, and didn't... It looks like it... There's a secondary piece here that they didn't unfold very well.
Is it papercraft? Is that what I'm
Yeah.
looking at? Okay.
So it was like lazy
Mm-hmm.
lazy
Not wanting to put a lot of detail into it, yeah.
modeling. Like they just didn't pick the right pieces to line up exactly. So it's not gonna fit together perfectly, but
Gotcha.
this piece actually is not very important because it's just a cylinder, and a cylinder is going to be easier for me just to like literally pattern out myself versus using like flat panes, you know,
Right.
because like it's round, you know, so like this is just more to like make sure I'm scaling everything right.
Hang on a second.
How goes the printing and cutting?
Well, I finished the cutting, which is the worst part. So I'm now in the building part. Building phase. I'm about to go downstairs though and grab a cookie. So.
Hey everybody, I have returned.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Alright, now I'll be right back.
Kitty, 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 kitty. Shax. I love you, Shax. Shax.
Come here. All right, you need to stop freaking out. You're just chilling. Relax. You really don't like being picked up after coming down here, do you?
That is not a relaxed kitty cat.
Nope, he's not. Oh, there we go. That's better. Hey, buddy.
So, who was at your door at 9:30 at night?
Apparently RJ ordered pizza. I keep forgetting I have roommates that live up here now. They don't ever come out of their rooms.
The best kind of roommate.
Yeah. I'm half and half on it.
Shax.
Yeah, he's going away. Or no, he's not. He's just going to. He's going to chill here. Okay. Come on. You want to come back? It's fine.
So cute.
You guys want to hear a song?
How's Ramsey?
Is that his other cat?
That's Shax.
Hi, Shax.
Isn't Shax wonderful? He's so precious.
You hear him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's purring. Makes my heart melt.
Everything makes your heart melt.
Shush.
Remember that time you saw those tiger cubs?
I remember that.
Remember that time you shut up?
No, I've never done that in my life.
Fair point.
All right, your brother.
I think
needs
I may
attention.
have
Oh.
clipped your reaction to that somewhere.
Do you think?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure we've got 2 of those.
Yeah?
we do.
Do you?
There we go.
Yeah,
Jerks.
somewhere. It's on the same Imgur post. I'm pretty sure. Both of them are.
Really? He's gonna sit there.
Your login information was incorrect.
Oh no.
Please tell me you're not trying to log into your Imgur right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the worst.
I have pizza.
I have cookies.
I have pizza cookie.
I have cookies filled with mint cream.
Oh man.
Tyler,
hi.
did you know that Thin Mints are vegan?
I do now.
I love me some Thin
Are
Mints.
vegan. I ordered a case of them.
Hey, I'm
What do you need to
gonna
link it,
I'm gonna
Jeff?
shamelessly hawk my daughter's Girl
Girl
Scout
Scout cookies.
Yeah, so if anybody
Yeah.
wants anybody, get a hold of me.
Send some to my or send an order form to my
Yeah.
email.
I didn't know that your daughter. I bought them. I bought like 16 boxes from some guy at work's daughter.
Yeah,
Well, we
there was
just got
a
these
sheet out at
yesterday,
my
so-
break room as well.
We
I was
didn't.
very.
We knew they were gonna
tempted.
do them, but we didn't get the order forms until yesterday. So if you want
Oh.
Girl Scout cookies, give me a
Well, unfortunately, I've
call.
already ordered 16 boxes worth. So
Viewers, all I need is your address if you're comfortable with me having it.
He's probably already got it anyway.
Josh,
We-
we'll talk.
Yeah.
Seriously,
anybody
I'm
wants to
jonesing
just
for
order
Thin
them
Mints. You don't
on-
even know.
If anybody wants to
Then
just
you
order
tag
them
along, that's all
online,
I
we
need.
can do that too. I have got a link to a website. You can just go and order them there, and it goes to my my daughter's troop. So
yeah, I legitimately ordered 16 boxes of cookies from Martin's daughter.
but did you order 16 boxes of Thin Mints?
No, because Kate wanted Thin Mint Samoas and Tagalongs.
Samoa's are
And-
good too.
Samoas aren't vegan.
Samoas aren't
That's
vegan,
correct.
but
And
Thin Mints are
then-
definitely my favorite.
And then my friend Chad wanted a box of Samoas.
Mm.
So the whole order is not Thin Mints, but I did order an entire case of Thin Mints.
They have the s'mores as well. Those are pretty good. Okay, I'm done hawking my child's Girl Scout cookies.
Seriously. Well, I am going to go ahead and get us back into it then, and we'll bring it on back. So, is everybody ready?
I'm a moderator. I can post links in chat.
Tyler, I need you to not post that link.
I'm pretty sure Sarah
I
might
bet I know what link that
be
is.
reacting like that right now.
I don't have access to that emote.
I know. The other ones haven't been approved yet. I don't know what's going on.
It's been a busy winter. Maybe they're taking a little time.
So let's get back to the gunshots thing.
There are gunshots.
I'd like
There
to
are
get back
gunshots.
in the speeder and start away from the gunshots.
If there are
Yeah.
gunshots, I'm not driving. I'm shooting.
How's the engine looking?
Well, Zeph, you're pretty pleased with your work, considering that the piece you need is not here. However, you are able to get it running again, and as you push the button, you hear... And all of a sudden, the artificial gravity reasserts itself.
She's still got it.
She's still got it.
Okay. Does Newell know how to drive? Does anyone that we're picking up know how to drive?
As she's asking this question, I whip back my coat and I pull out my guns and I start shooting.
Okay.
I'm back.
Rambo.
So we're there, huh?
There.
All
You
right.
said that they're shooting already. You already said that.
I did, but you guys weren't shooting. They were shooting at the people you're rescuing.
Can I say,
Well,
like, as he pulls his coat back to, like, hold off until we've got everybody past? Just hold on, Hank.
Hank, do you choose to pay attention to your captain?
I do, reluctantly.
Alright.
Hank,
Anyone know how to
as you
drive?
step up, your coat flares dramatically as you draw your weapons and just sort of sag a little bit. Do you reholster your weapons?
No.
I know you should.
Why
Fair
would you reholster your weapons?
Anyone here know how to drive?
A couple of people run up and say, never driven this before, but I'm sure I can manage it. I drive just about anything else on this rock.
Alright. Get in. Everyone that can't run, we need them on the speeders, as many as can fit. And Hank,
At your word, they begin to press quickly and like pile onto the speeder. There's about 14 people here.
It's like a clown car.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
they're all trying.
okay, we'll
We
take
have
what
the,
we can get on the speeder and the mule, and then head back to the ship. Anybody that seems strong, I'm going to have running instead of riding.
Okay.
Slow my vehicles down.
For that, Nell, I'm gonna need you to use your influence leadership and a willpower check to convince the folks that's gonna happen. There are still some folks who are not too close to you guys, including the one you recognize to be Newell, who's just pounding hell for leather through the snow, but he's not making as much traction as he'd like to. No one is. And the only reason that anybody's making any real speed at all is because of the lack of heavy gravity.
Okay. Actually, with that in mind, the lack of heavy gravity, do I feel like my speeder and mule would be okay overloaded in this situation because of the lack of heavy gravity?
Before you want to make... Okay, for that, I'm going to need you to make an intelligence... We'll call it mechanical engineering check, because this is knowing about machines and how they work. So yeah, give me intelligence plus mechanical engineering.
Too bad you don't have your mechanic with you.
You're pretty confident you could take an extra 2 or 3 people, maybe per vehicle.
That's not enough, is it?
Not for everyone.
Okay. Alright, then you said willpower and influence leadership or discipline leadership?
Influence lead... Well... Influence if you're trying to convince them.
Okay.
Discipline if you're telling them how it's going to be. All right. Go ahead. What do you say to them?
Anyone as can run, run. Anyone as can't, get on. If you can run and you try and get on, Hank will take care of you. We want to
Yes,
get
ma'am.
everyone back to in one piece, and if my speeder can't run, no one's making it.
They nod to you. Nobody questions the absolute authority in your tone. They they start splitting off, and some of the stronger ones begin, grabbing people and tossing them in a way that makes it look like they've done this before, or at least they've done something like it before, where they literally will just grab someone smaller and sort of hoist them into the air and watch them glide with a certain degree of precision onto the backs of the vehicles. You get the sense that this may be just part of life on a lower gravity planet, especially if you've grown up somewhere where you had normal Earth gravity. Everybody gets loaded in. You leave about 6 people behind on the on the snow, and
Hank, you're with them, right, on the ground?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Behind
Newell
them.
comes running up and says, "What's going on? What do you need? How can we get out of here?"
We're heading back now. You follow us.
All right. Listen, just go. And right about that second, you hear the crack of gunfire. I'm gonna need. I'm gonna have to start making out of harm checks for some of these folks. If you could go ahead and make out of harm checks, Nell and Hank, respectively.
Okay.
If I was about to say, if any of these shots are even relatively close, I ain't holding back anymore.
No, you're good to go now. Once everyone's past you, you're good. That was all she asked, was you wait till everyone's past you.
I rolled. Did it show up?
There it is. Everything was lagging for a second because I'm adding folks to the tracker.
Oh God.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm gonna probably. I think I'm gonna things go smooth.
Please.
On that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to add your plot points if you have to.
Better. Yeah. If you add them after the fact, it's just 1 point per plot point.
I just click out of harm, right?
Yeah.
You can add plot points. Tell me these guys are awful shots.
Well, they're at distance too.
They are at range.
Yeah, but I mean, like, well, yeah, that's true. I guess it depends on their skill and their agility. If it was me, I mean, you guys would be in some trouble. Just saying.
I mean, if the DM says that I'm getting shot, like, I'll throw some plot points at it. It's after the fact anyway.
Yeah.
I would also like to check back in with Sierra through my comm link and just get a quick update on the ship and...
Well, you're busy getting shot at right this second, so let me resolve that, and then you can do communications. Hank, your out of harm check is not sufficient. You,
If his isn't, then none of ours are.
Well, I guess it was.
How many plot points would I need to throw at it to make it sufficient?
To make it sufficient?
Yeah.
Wait, you never let us answer that. You never let us know that.
Well, you
how
need to
many
know how many
do you
plot points
want
you need
to
to
put at
spend.
it? I can tell you how many you need to spend, but on this particular roll, I don't think you want to blow them all.
Oof. I mean, you've got like 25 hit points, right?
I've got enough.
We have a doctor. We're fine.
I do have
A
armor
doctor
on
maybe
too.
gets
So.
shot.
All right. For this one, that is a hell of a hit.
How much?
You've still got your.
Yeah. How much?
Let's see let me see your equipment real fast. I want to make sure I'm looking at this right.
I got it on. How much?
Yeah, you do. Okay, you take 8 stun.
Okay, it just doesn't make it through then.
You feel it.
Do I have mine on? The ballistic?
Oof.
You
I hope
better
so.
have it on. You left the ship.
I mean, is it? It should be on. I mean, is it taken
Nell,
into account with the roll?
You feel a... And it sounds like a hornet just soared past your head, but you know better. You know that sound. And you know you came this close. Whittle.
Uh-huh.
Hang on a sec. Okay. Whittle, are you wearing any kind of armor? Let's double
Yes,
check
the
that.
ballistic.
Okay. Whittle, you feel what feels like a hammer just punch you right above your lung. And it just about knocks you onto your butt on the back of this thing.
Okay.
But you only take 4 points of stun. Your mesh holds, and the bullet just kind of mushrooms into the mesh on your coat, but it punches a pretty big hole in your coat.
I like this damn coat.
One of the civilians pops up on the back of the vehicle, and as you're shouting for them to go, and Hiram is following suit, one of the civilians turns around, whips out a pistol, and fires back. Get his out of harm. That beats his out of harm easy. Okay. You see one of the Corsairs go down. Looks like wounded or dead, you can't tell.
How many of them are there?
1, 2, 3.
How many shots does Hank
5,
need to
6,
take?
7, 8. There are 8 of them, and one of them just dropped into the snow.
Oh, so 7. Great. Whose turn is it?
Hank, it is you.
Awesome. Let's see.
Pew pew.
How far away are they?
Yeah, they're at range for about a long-range shot for you.
So 300
They'll rapidly
feet.
be coming into a medium range.
About 300 feet then?
Thereabouts.
Jesus. Okay. Let's see. What is that? What, minus a D4 on each of these then?
There should be a long-range roll on your sheet, but yeah. Or long-range roll modifier.
I don't have them anymore. It's hidden from me. But it's you get a -1 step penalty per range increment. So that's -1 is a D2, and then -2 for long range. I think that's right. Is a D4.
Yeah, it's gone for some reason. It was on there.
So I'm gonna make this one at one of the guys, and then I'll add the -2 bonus or penalty.
I just added long-range shot to your skill specialties and attacks. So if you want to roll that modifier to your attack roll.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it's a D8. Holy crap. Okay.
Wow, you got lucky there.
That's a really long-range shot.
Yeah. That's a 14 to hit at 300 feet with a pistol.
That's about average.
That is a hell of a shot. That is a golf shot. All right, let me roll his out of harm. That is not nearly enough.
I don't even take the time to aim. I just whip the pistol up. Boom! And here's the damage.
Give me damage.
This is explosive damage.
Yeah, I loaded high explosive because I thought we might run into Reavers.
Everybody sees Hank just whip up the moment the bullet impacts him, and on instinct, you see his bullet. You see him whip the pistol around. There's a crack like thunder, and about 300 yards away, some guy's chest just explodes like he just got hit by a grenade. There's not enough left to hit the snow.
And my second pistol.
I turn to everybody and goes, I can't fix that.
And
They kind of stare at you and go,
long
we
range.
know, we know. I'm not even, there's no way he can beat that. I'm not even going to roll
That's a
that.
17. It's a 17.
There's still no way they could, hang on, I'm going to roll it just to see what happens. Yeah,
Is that like
no.
2d6s?
Fire away.
My God.
An encore performance as a second person just disappears in a cloud of flame and thunder.
Can he, like, roll and intimidate with that?
Honestly, with that
He
kind of
can do-
performance, I'm tempted to give it to you, but it's not his turn anymore. Unless you want to make that action at a... Because now you've made a second action without a penalty, you can make a third action. I think this is when the penalties start.
These are when the
as a fighting
penalties
type.
start. I'm going to take 2 more shots, and the second shot, the first one will be at a -1 penalty, the second one will be at a -2.
Okay, but you know where your step penalties are. Go for it.
Yeah.
Behold the hammer of God.
It's a little like that.
Long range penalty. Ooh. And then -1 step. So that is not as good.
It's a 6.
Yeah.
And what's your last shot?
Also not as good.
All right.
An 8.
The second
Yeah.
two shots soar through the air, but there's no report, no explosion, nothing. They both miss.
Suppressing fire.
You do, however, see the Alliance folks in response diving into the snow for cover.
Damn right.
Yeah, you damn right.
That's 3 down. 5 to go.
All right. The miners and some of the other some of the others keep moving. A few of them hop into the speeder and they begin to drive back toward the direction you guys came. Nell, it's your turn.
Okay, so is there anything to shoot at this point, or are they all behind cover?
They are, in fact, still available to be seen. It's going to be a lot harder to hit them. You can see dots in the snow, but it's a small target at this range.
Some would say minuscule.
Some would.
I'm piloting this vehicle, so I assume that I just need to take my action to move the vehicle, like drive, right? That's an action. Okay, then I will not be shooting. I will just be driving. The doctor is in my speeder, so I guess if he wants to fire out the back.
Doc, do you feel especially comfortable doing that?
Do you have a gun?
Do you feel lucky?
Not particularly, no.
Conscientious objector.
You're also not armed.
Yeah. Besides that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm just gonna start driving back to the ship as I go.
All right.
I wanna.
I need that agility check.
Okay. I nod to Hank as I leave. Like, you got this. Get back to the ship.
I got this, and I'm just.
Okay.
I love that that was all in a span of 3 seconds, by the way. That he just
really good.
Hank is a hell of a gunfighter. All right. With that agility roll, you spin the wheel. You whip the speeder around. It does an almost perfect pirouette on the snow thanks to the lack of gravity, and you shoot forward like a bullet from a gun. You want to do anything other than that?
Yeah, I want to contact the ship.
You going to contact the ship or someone specific on the ship?
Well, Sierra and
Okay.
Mei.
All right.
They're on the bridge.
Receiving, Captain.
We've got incoming. I need the ship ready to go when I get there.
Would you like me to engage liftoff?
Yes, please. Sierra, get
Copy.
ready. And let Zeph know.
Copy that.
Coming in hot and fast.
Relaying message.
Let Sierra talk to Zeph.
Is there anybody in need of immediate attention?
You can see there's a couple of folks who are desperately in need of your attention. Some
Okay.
people have been hit during the running, and they've just been running on nothing but adrenaline. You can see that they've got some blood trailing out of the back of one of their coats. Another one's clutching their side, but they've been running as hard as they can through the snow. Probably the only reason at least 2 of them haven't bled out is because the snow is closing the capillaries and keeping the blood from pumping straight out of their bodies despite the adrenaline.
Okay. Yes, I will. I'm definitely going to tend to some of them to at least get them out of immediate harm's way and treat them better on the ship.
Okay, you're going to have a little bit of a difficult time with that because of the way the speeder's bouncing over the ridges and the snow. So go ahead and give me a roll from you to go ahead and treat them. Given the damage that they have suffered, I think that's going to be for you specialty for surgery plus intelligence.
Okay.
You are also... given the gear you have on you for this, I'm going to say you're only going to be doing this at a -2 step penalty.
Okay.
Given the circumstances.
Got it. So I'm rolling my surgery and intelligence. And then
You're
taking
essentially
the
performing
minus-
emergency surgery in the back of a fast-moving, bouncing vehicle.
Okay. So intelligence.
In low gravity.
Yeah, in low gravity, by the way.
Oh, did that not roll?
Surgeon simulator, because it's kind of like
That just gave me a straight 12 for you on your med surgery. Hang
I'm
on.
not sure if that's...
I'm not sure why.
I
Oh,
can
it
tell
didn't-
you why.
The
I
script is
left...
a D.
The script is
My
wrong.
bad.
No, you're good.
There was a missing D. I fixed it. Go ahead and roll that again.
Sure.
Oh,
I was
I
about
get a
to
12
say,
every
I've
time?
never seen a perfect 12 without a roll attached.
And you said a
Okay.
2-step penalty?
Yeah, -2 step penalty from the bottom right set.
that's still
Okay.
a really good roll.
That is a
Really good.
All right.
What,
So the
18?
first patient you stop to treat, you manage to patch them up with little to no trouble, and it's a minor annoyance because this is nothing like the general safe confines of your usual med bay, but you did your time when you were working the hospitals in the Corps. You've done this kind of work while in the back of a fast-moving emergency vehicle, like an ambulance, or flying through the air in the middle of a rainstorm. This is nothing like that. You could do this in your sleep. And you stitch the person up with a dermal mender and a couple of quick applications of painkiller and some suppressants, and they're fine, and you move on to the next patient. Do you want to go ahead and just start treating them and try to... Well, no, this is a repair issue, so this is a matter of work. This is going to take you about 2 turns to get this done, because even with a full 6 seconds of focus, to stitch someone up, close them off, and slap an anesthetic on them all at the same time, it's work to be done.
Right.
So that's this turn and your next action too.
Okay.
Go ahead with let's see, next person on the initiative order.
Is it
Zeph.
Can I
Oh, it is me.
actually relay that thing to Zeph? Because I never got to.
Your initiative on the chart I don't actually have, so Sierra, why don't you and Zeph go ahead and give me your initiative rolls, and we'll put you in order.
We're not in battle, but I guess that makes sense.
I mean, everyone else is in battle, so I've got to see where you fall.
I got
All right.
5.
Sierra, it is your turn, and you can do that.
So back when she called up to Xin Mei and she said, "Let Zeph know." At that point, I jump on the comms. Hey, Uncle Zeph.
What's going on, Sierra?
Captain says that we gotta get ready to go.
Did she say they found any survivors?
Did you? I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
I just said we're
What?
ready to go. I just said that we're coming in hot and fast, and I need the ship ready for takeoff ASAP.
Okay. She didn't mention that bit, but she said we gotta get ready to go ASAP.
All right, I'll do what I can. Thank you, darling.
No problem.
Zeph, next to you in the engine room, A familiar console pulses to life at the completion of that message. Standing by, Zeph.
Is this Mei Mei?
The core.
Thank you, Mei Mei. Just
Shall I prepare for liftoff?
Absolutely.
The Xin Mei begins to prepare liftoff.
Is there anything I can do to make the liftoff process more smooth?
You can go ahead and add your technical engineering and your intelligence to it.
Well, you know, I'm no Reese, but
You're firing on all cylinders today.
that could be better.
With a couple of extra pokes, the ship is ready to go. You hit a couple of keys as they dance in deft familiarity across your console that you lovingly reconstructed 2 or 3 times, and the ship hums with this sort of ready tension.
Right.
And you hear Mei Mei's sort of soothing voice respond. Prepared to launch and pathing programmed in on your order.
All right, and I'm gonna get on the horn to Nell and just say, "We're ready for you, ma'am. Whenever you get here."
Acknowledged.
Okay. Zeph, do you want to do anything else?
No, I'm good.
Sierra, you want to do anything else?
I think I just buckle up and I'm sitting in the chair as if I'm about to like drive the ship.
Awesome.
Are you in the co-pilot seat?
No, I'm in the pilot seat. I'm like.
All right. One of the Alliance grunts pops up, and seeing you still standing against them, Hank opens up with an assault rifle at range. And that's gonna be...
Don't you die on me, Hank.
2 things Hank is really good at. He's really good at them.
Okay. The shot goes entirely wide. You can hear the bullets whizzing through the air, but they're not even close to you.
He tried.
And there's a couple more. They're going to go ahead and take shots with their pistols and assault rifles as well.
At me?
Are they all firing at Hank?
They're firing in general at the people who've remained behind.
They're taking pot shots.
Do I need to make an out of harm check?
I'm making out of harm checks for several of the civilians. One of them is about to make a drive check.
Okay.
I hope his drive is like a D6.
Are you staying behind with the ones who are not?
I'm staying with the ones who are not on vehicles, yes.
Okay. You see the vehicle pull away, and one of the bullets strikes someone in the shoulder as they begin to drive, but they do manage to hold on to the back of the vehicle and stay steady.
Logan's
You are
got a
now
lot of work cut
alone.
out for him.
Yep.
You are now standing alone against a group of grunts who are rushing forward over the snow toward you,
He should be
bounding
alone,
in
right? He should
low
have-
gravity leaps as the rest of the as a number of the other miners and the farmers pelt as fast as they can across the snow back toward the ship, following the speeders.
Does Newell not have like a gun?
Newell was one of the people who turned and fired with his pistol.
Oh, okay. He's like the sheriff, right?
He's he's your local contact. You don't know what his position is.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I was thinking sheriff. I was like, what the fuck kind of sheriff is this guy? Sorry. There must have been a miscommunication. I definitely thought he was a sheriff, and I was like...
All right. Dr. Whittle, it's your turn. Actually, no. You
Oh,
you
you
already
said
did
there
your
was my-
thing. You don't get to do it again.
Yeah.
I never got the initiative check from you, I think, because it's got you in the order at 0.
Oh,
It's got me in the order of 0
Okay.
too.
I'm pretty sure I didn't make an initiative.
You've got
check.
it's
once-
possible that I did not make one.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
after you enter it, you do have to enter it on the sheet.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
have
why
to
I'm
change it
this.
on your character.
Sierra, I'm
6.
going to go ahead and plug that in as a 5, because that's what you rolled.
I'm supposed to be in this.
Logan, you
5.
rolled okay, you rolled a 4.
There you
All
go.
right. Fair enough. All right, Hank, you're
Round
up.
32. What?
Yeah. I don't think there's any way to reset that. I'll have to look into that. Anyway.
We'll fix it.
There's... Are they getting any closer, or are they staying back behind cover?
They're a lot closer. They're in regular shot range now.
Oh, my God. Regular shots. Everybody's gonna die.
You can also actually make an alertness check as well.
Okay. I'm gonna throw some plot points into this.
For your alertness?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna
Go
throw-
ahead and roll it with your step bonus.
Okay. Yep.
My God.
I knew there was a reason I did that.
Hank, a mound of snow from the passing vehicle flies into your face, and it takes you a second to clear your vision. But by the time you do, you can see not only are the other Corsairs much closer to you,
Mm-hmm.
there are more of them. There's a speeder full of them, and it's coming quickly.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot the pilot.
Okay. He's at long range still, so
I don't care.
He's got bullets that explode.
by all means.
Please blow up the speeder, please.
I'm gonna shoot the guy driving the thing.
Okay. Start.
It's a long range shot.
It's a long range shot, and he's got half cover. He's
What
sitting
is-
down
What does that
in
do?
a rapidly moving vehicle.
What does that do? What's
That's
the step
going to
penalty?
increase the difficulty.
By.
That's for me to know.
Step?
How's it feel, Josh?
I need. Okay.
I think he's saying that.
What
that
you
it's
need
not-
I want to
is
know
to
what the
dis-
step
is to
penalty
roll.
is. That's why I'm okay.
It's not changing your step penalty. It's just changing.
It's changing the difficulty, not the step penalty. The step penalty is still the same for long range. The difficulty increases based on cover.
Okay.
Oof.
Do you want to maybe roll this?
Throw
Well,
some
maybe I
plot
can give it a
points
shot.
into that. Wow. Well,
The
hang on.
Shot.
It's probably gonna be a miss. That's just my first shot, so you know.
no, fair enough.
Oh yeah, that's
That's a 1.
that's an adjusted one, not a natural.
Hank, the strangest thing happens to you.
I miss.
You miss. And as the bullet leaves the gun, it makes it about 6 feet before it goes off.
Oh, it was premature.
Yeah, it's a bad.
It
You're a
happens
little
to the best
concerned.
of us.
Normally, like I promise.
It's a bad. It's a bad load. Normally, I don't have this problem.
All right.
That's better. That's
that-
so much better.
I think that falls into the law of averages.
More or less.
That's a 20 to hit.
That's a Percy roll right there. All right. Let's find out. Okay, yeah, even with the half cover, that still hits. Just straight damage. You don't get any bonuses to it, but straight damage.
I'm sorry, what?
So he might be dead. Maybe. We're not sure.
You strike the man, and you can see the bullet and you could swear over the snow, the sound of shattering glass as the explosive round hits the man, bursts into flames, and the speeder swerves.
That's right.
And I'm gonna have to
Hey,
make
are they
him.
on my radar yet from the...
You don't know. Would you like to
That's 3
try to
shots.
use the ship to get it to tell you?
I'm gonna take 2
Are
more
they on
shots.
my radar?
One
Because I have
each.
one down there.
Before we'll get to you playing with the radar in just a second. Apparently, Hank is not done.
I'm not
so-
done. Come on.
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to have a reaction to it, if I could see it, because like she specifically said, let me know if anything happens on the radar. So I'm looking.
She did,
right
in
at
fact. As soon as we get around to your initiative, you can do that.
So I
all
can't
right.
react to it.
Not as it happens in the initiative order. This is all, each turn is 3 seconds, so it's boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Things are happening rapidly. All right, Hank.
This is to people who are close by, so that's an 11 to hit.
Okay. Add 3 to your damage.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Hank, you're familiar with Once Upon a Time, there was a really old movie, and it never made any sense to anybody, but you thought it was funny, about a couple of cops in a sleepy little village in Earth that was, a little place called England, where if you shoot a man in the head at exactly the right spot, his head would explode.
Yeah.
You love remembering that joke as you hit a man in the head with an explosive round and see that exact thing happen, and his alliance colors wearing body collapses to its knees, headless.
Mm. Does that feel good, you yellow-bellied or purple-bellied sons of bitches?
Oh my god.
There you go. That's an 18
Add
to hit.
12 to your damage.
Do I even need to roll? I'm
Yes.
gonna.
Yeah, you're good.
So you blow that guy up and
This
his entire
one-
family.
There's a hole in his chest big enough for you to put a pumpkin pie through.
That's 4 shots per gun so far. I've got 4 shots left in each one. I think I'm done.
Did those guys
And-
crash?
4. What is that?
You don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
It swerved. I know that much.
All right. They keep driving.
Yeah,
Hiram
I guess
takes a
I'll do it on my
moment
turn.
to. Hiram takes a moment to sight down on one of the nearby purple bellies and goes ahead and unloads with his pistol.
Ooh.
With his pistol. Oh man.
And he hits.
Color me impressed.
He seems to he wings a guy right across the shoulder, and it staggers him, but it doesn't kill him. It sends the guy sprawling into the snow, but he pops right back up. But you begin to notice there are not many of these guys left.
Yep. Well, for now.
I think that's the goal.
Yeah, so far it's going pretty well. All right. Nell, gonna need that agility check to keep driving. Want to add Borden behind the wheel to that?
Oh no.
All right. You skid on the ice and hit a patch that is just ice for just a moment, but you bounce right back out of it and continue on. You manage to correct course. You are very, very close to the ship.
Sounds like driving in Nashville right now. Patch of ice on the road.
More or less. All right. Sierra, it is your turn because Zeph actually rolled a 5 as well, so he goes right after you.
I don't know why it's in there as a 6.
I fixed it. Sierra, you can have your reaction now.
You took one of my plot points.
I don't know what I saw.
No, did you want to try to have the ship tell you if you can see things on the scanner was what you asked me. So you could have a reaction.
I mean, that's just a yes or no question, I think.
Okay.
Like, she said I was looking at it, so I'm looking at it. Like, what did I, like, are they visible
This would be
on
one
the
of those things where you're not really familiar with ship systems very much, but you can talk to Mei Mei, and Mei Mei talks back, and sometimes she does things that you ask her to do, like show you ship sensors.
I think that Mei Mei would be showing her that if I
There,
told her to.
yeah, it's like it's right in front of me. That's what I was left to do is stare at it.
Ah, okay. No, I see. I see the confusion. You did. Yeah. No. That. Yeah. I'll allow it. You see on the sensors in front of you that Mei Mei has brought up to display because she was told to make ready for flight. All the sensors are displayed. You're seeing a radar map and the outside camera showing the speeder coming. You see another speeder behind it coming. Both of these are speeders that you've seen down in the cargo bay before. And you can see Nell's blonde hair whipping behind her as she's driving as fast as she can in the lead speeder. You also see behind them a little red dot, a blinking dot that detects a speeder that is unfamiliar and looks, red means bad, so it must be bad.
And then and they're still driving, or did any of them stop?
You see it swerve, and it looks like it's slowed down significantly. You don't see that necessarily if it's continuing on or not.
Gotcha.
It's like
okay.
it pulled off to the side. It's doing a little slow, lazy loop in the ice.
Okay. Then I jump on the comms. Auntie Nell!
Yes?
I think somebody's following you!
Alright. Thank you. Mei Mei, get the guns ready.
Priming.
Yeah, we're gonna blast them.
We're gonna blast them.
Sierra, in front of you on the screen, on one of the screens slightly back to your left, you see a number of targeting reticles pop up and then start to slowly lock on the port side of the ship onto the red dot. There's a flashing red button.
What do I need to remove from the ship?
What do you what?
If the ship is doing this without me, then that's a ship roll, right?
That is a ship roll.
Okay, what do you need from the ship?
Oh, you want to go ahead and... Okay.
If she presses that button, then I need to know what to do with the ship. So it's right now, I'm holding up.
All you said was prepare the guns. You didn't tell the ship to fire.
I know.
But if you want to, this would be a targeting roll and a comm sensors roll.
It's if Sierra presses the button, then I'll make those rolls.
Well, I mean, okay.
Because I did just say get them ready.
They are ready.
Just Sierra
And
press the
I made the targeting and sensors rolls because you asked that already, and they came out pretty well. So.
I really hope that red dot's not me.
I am Groot.
Sierra, do you want to push the button?
If there's a shiny red button to push, someone's
Hey,
got to
Auntie
push
Nell.
Yes.
I'm gonna press the button.
That didn't sound like a question, but go ahead.
Woohoo! Bam!
Oh god.
Okay. Targeting and sensors rolled a 9, so that's pretty good.
Damage?
Captain, if you would like to go ahead and fire off with a...
You said port guns, yeah?
Your choice. You can use rockets or you can use guns.
Do you want to shoot rockets at them?
Actually, it's just the button. Nobody's there but Sierra. I'm going to assume it's the rockets.
Oh, I want rockets.
I assume it's the biggest red button. It's the rockets.
Oh god.
Oh dear god.
It's 1 damage. But it's
That's
rocket
like
pod damage is ship damage, so
Oh god.
that's ship scale.
That's ship scale?
Hank? I'm going to
Yes.
need an out of harm check.
Oh my god.
Is Hank the red dot?
No, but it's a rocket. Hank?
Don't
I
get
killed
vaporized.
him!
Hank,
Don't get
you
vaporized.
there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Need that out of harm check, sir.
If you want to throw some plot points into that.
Apparently I've only got one. I thought I had 4 left. But
All right.
I will. I'll go ahead and
All right.
roll that. That's an 8. Like I said, I thought I had more.
All right. Hank, you and 3 other guys are close enough that the concussion picks you up and throws you into the snowbank. You take 2 more points of stun
Oh, you're fine.
as you land into the soft pack of the snow.
I love Zeph's concern. Oh, you're
You
fine.
take 1 point of wound because you begin to bleed from the eardrums.
Oh, you're gonna be deaf.
That speeder you shot the lead guy of, there's an after image in front of your face of that speeder. But as your vision clears, there is a giant smoking crater about as big across as half of a football field.
The comms in the
All of the Corsairs, the speeder, everything back there is gone.
the comms in the bridge click back on. Sierra, was that a rocket?
I blasted him.
Good job.
Wait, I didn't hear that, Sarah. What?
Sort of meant the guns, honey. But good job.
Wait, rockets ain't guns?
No rockets is rockets.
Laying back in the snow and get on my
Whoops.
comms. Hey, next time I'm gonna need you not to shoot me.
Ah! Mr. Hit! Wait a second.
I'm so sorry.
I just about spat out my drink.
It ain't that apple.
Sierra, right about that time, Mei pops up with the glowing box again. Warning, proximity alert.
Hey, what?
This is internal to the ship.
Can I hear this?
Our comms.
Actually, anybody who's in contact with either the bridge or engineering can hear this.
Okay, then I can hear it.
So
I
yes.
was talking to Sierra.
Warning, proximity alert.
Mei? What's proximity?
Nearness, defined as a location in relation to something. Proximity alert.
Mei, what are you picking up?
We are detecting an incoming mid-bulk transport. It is picked up from a nearby settlement and is on its way.
Go, go, go! Everyone, go! Hank, get on this Goram ship as fast as you can. Get everyone, go!
I start running.
Hank, I'm going to need a burst of strength to make up some time. Everybody else is going to be doing the same thing.
I'm a strong suit.
Oh boy.
You're doing okay.
Hey, look, I'm good at shooting and fucking. I'm not much else.
Oh, Lord. Kind of wishing I was playing Psy right now.
Oh my god, that would be... Wow, what a story that would be. Okay, so everybody who's running with you, Hank, is doing a fine job of keeping up. You don't have to do anything in particular. Whittle, you are on one of the transports, and you don't have to make the burst of strength at all.
Oh, okay.
I do,
burst of
however,
strength, and you
Dr.
toss
Whittle,
them
I am
off.
going to need from you that second patient who needs your assistance.
Yes.
If you could go ahead and give me your next medical check, same thing
Most
that you did
certainly.
before. Medical expertise, surgery, intelligence.
Alright, intelligence.
Woo!
And
Good
Medical
doctor is hot shit
expertise
tonight.
Apparently.
Dang.
And I'm gonna need a
also,
minus
do I
one
get the
step bonus for the driving.
Do
What was
I
that, Sarah?
do I get the ad for not being rattled?
Let me reread that real fast. I apologize.
You're fine. Does needed to be switched. I'll message you about it real quick.
This isn't so much to avoid being shaken. You're not in a situation where you are particularly frightened at this
Okay.
point. You're in the zone. This is what you
Okay.
trained for. This is what you do. This is your shit, and your kung fu is strong. This is how you roll. So you are fine at the
Okay.
moment. What this is bouncing. This is physics. This
Gotcha.
is you're trying to play Operation with a moving table.
Okay.
But you're
So you
really
said
good at
minus
operation.
2-step penalty, right?
Minus 2-step penalty, yes. Okay. Even with that, you are still able to suture up and patch up this patient in rapid order. It's a little bit difficult. You're having trouble because everything keeps bouncing around, and this patient is gamely doing the best they possibly can to try to not move too much, but it's a struggle, and they're hindering as much as they're helping. But you manage to patch them up and somehow manage to keep from stitching their coat to them as a part of closing their wounds. They're in no immediate danger of bleeding out. They're still hurting, but you've saved their life as long as you can get them back to proper medical care within the next hour.
Okay.
Everybody else looks like they're hurting, but they're not in immediate danger. You've saved the only 2 patients that were critical. They're going to be okay.
Who I'm not sure if I heard correctly. Who took the shot in the shoulder earlier?
There was a person who took a shot in the shoulder who was on Nell's transport.
Gotcha.
So
I did
or who was
gotcha.
on the other transport. Sorry, who was on the
Gotcha.
other transport. So you'll have to look at them once you get back to the ship. You don't.
Right.
You didn't see that. You don't know about that.
Right.
All right, Nell. You arrive at the Xin Mei. You have no trouble getting back and getting in parked.
Okay, as soon as I'm in, I'm out of the ship and headed up to the cockpit. Everybody else can pile out as they will.
Okay.
I leave Logan to move the survivors where he wants them to and get everybody else into, like, strapped down.
Okay.
Taking some of the more critical patients into the med bay, having everybody else sit outside in the cargo.
Okay. For the time being, then, let's see who hasn't done anything yet. Zeph, if you would like to do something.
I mean, I'm not going to meta knowledge, or I'm not going to metagame. Right, but I don't know that Hank is.
You were clued in on the proximity alert. You can anything that.
I could go back and pick those guys up if I knew.
Well, you could head to the cargo bay to see what's going on.
I suppose I could. Yeah, I'll make my way to the cargo bay.
Okay, so cargo bay.
Do I see anybody pull in?
You do, in fact. You see your captain pull in with a boatload full of civilians.
Cargo deck. There we go.
Wait, if you do that, if he's in the cargo bay when I get there, would I pass him on my way up to the deck?
You would probably pass him on your way in.
Okay, then as I go
This is
past,
what I have built.
yes.
I'm intrigued.
So far, it's just a tube.
But it's a good tube.
A lot of things are just a
Tube
tube.
with a cover. That's it so far.
As I go past him, like as I'm racing past him to the cockpit, I just go, Zeph, Hank, more survivors, go.
Yes, ma'am.
So you hop into the into the speeder, Zeph?
Once everyone's off the speeder, I'm going to get on and start her up.
Okay.
Well. That's not too bad. I rolled a 6 for my pilot or my planetary vehicles check.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a of a sticky wicket to get around the civilians as they're all piling out of the speeder, but you zip off in a heartbeat. You blast out through the back into the snow and ice.
And I will keep going until I see people.
All right. So you keep driving as fast as you can manage.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, miners, I see. Okay. Not like Sierra miners, like pickaxe miners.
Yeah.
Sierra miners.
I like how that's a specific thing. All right. So, back to the top of the order then. Hank?
Yo. Did the speeder go down? That are they all done?
There's... You
I wanna make
imagine that eventually someone might sort the particulate matter out, or maybe find a screw or a nut or a bolt somewhere,
Oh,
but
okay,
not
great.
any time in your
I'm gonna
lifetime.
start pushing people forward and yelling at them, "Keep going!" And
All right.
run myself.
You run. You run like the devil himself is after you.
Oh, can I hop on the comm to Hank?
You can, in fact, hop on the comm to Hank.
Hank, hold tight. I'm on my way. I'm on the speeder.
We're coming to you.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm running. I mean, that's really all I can do on my turn at this point. There's nothing to shoot, so
There's definitely nothing to fuck.
that's that either. Wow.
If there's anything I can do on my turn,
I mean, there were some men and some women among the civilians you're saving, so...
if there's anything I can do on my turn, like to prep so that when I make my takeoff rolls, I can like add to it. That's what I would do.
You can add 3 successes with the pre-work that you've already had Mei do for you.
And Zeph.
And Zeph.
Okay.
I didn't roll that 8 for nothing.
I'm
No,
just
you made several of those rolls to make sure that the ship could have artificial gravity.
Well, that's not important as, not as important as engines working.
The engines were working.
Exactly.
Exactly. All right. So Nell, you're headed back to the bridge? All right. Unless you're looking for a real aerobic workout, you can actually dash straight through into the med bay and then into the lift, and that'll take you straight to the bridge.
sounds good.
All right.
Once I get there, is Sierra actually buckled into the pilot seat, or is she just sitting there with her hands on the?
Last I checked, Sierra was buckled into the pilot's chair.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Can I successfully pilot from the co-pilot's chair without
You
moving?
can, yes.
I come in, I go to sit in my chair, skid to a halt, realize that it's occupied, and then just plop down into the co-pilot's chair, strap in, and get going.
You notice a subtle shift in the lighting as Mei detects your presence and transfers primary control to the seat you sit down in.
Thank you, Mei. I want you to let me know as soon as everyone is on board.
Accepted, Captain. Warning, proximity alert.
Yeah, I know. Is it running without core?
This is a recent liftoff from a nearby civilian settlement.
Is it the pirates?
Based upon scan, core containment intact. Assumption, this is likely the pirates.
Thank you.
Not as scary, but...
Apologies. Difficulty parsing in certain forms of interference.
Arr!
Yo-ho, me hearties and all that.
Indeed.
I'm just waiting for everybody to get on the ship then.
Okay.
I'm a-driving.
Doc, few minutes after, about a minute or so after that, the second transport pulls up and they start unloading people.
Okay.
If you look at the cargo map deck, you will find that you are in the med bay and you have a couple of patients.
Okay.
Just a few. There might be a little bit of a wait.
We'll see.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and make a check to see if you can stabilize the one who took the shoulder shot?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna need you. You actually get your circumstance bonuses for being in the med bay this time.
Okay. All right. So, what additional am I rolling, or do I take a step bonus?
This is just gonna reduce the difficulty overall.
Just take off the.
And you no longer have to make the step bonus penalties
Gotcha.
roll.
Okay.
Oh, don't forget, the Xin Mei has a plot point.
The Xin Mei does have a plot point from it winning its roll.
Oof.
Ooh.
Well, it's still a 10.
The stitching doesn't quite go as planned, but you do suss out the damage, and it takes a little longer than you would have expected. It takes 2 different sets of sutures to get the job done, but you do get them cleaned up. Josh?
What?
I thought you had something. All right. Moving back around.
Shall I make another?
Zeph, I'm going to need another overland piloting check from you, since we're out of initiative.
That's not bad. 5. That's good enough.
Plenty enough to get the job done. You make your way pretty rapidly, and you see that based on the running and the bounding over the snow that everyone is doing, that they catch up to where you're headed to pretty quickly. You pull over, everybody piles in, and you start hauling for it. I'm going to need an alertness check from Hank and from Zeph. And if any of you has perception, you can add that.
I got an 8.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Doctor, you see the inside of your medbay.
Okay.
Everybody needs help. Everybody needs patching up to some degree. You're very busy. Zeph, both you and Hank notice, along with Hiram, there is a shuttle coming.
A shuttle?
Bigger than a shuttle. It looks like a transport.
Is it? Can I put the pieces together and assume that it's the proximity alert?
If you make an intelligence check first, go ahead. Yeah, you know. This is the inbound pirate ship.
Well, I don't know. It's a pirate ship because I wasn't there for that.
Yeah. You assume it is because it doesn't have lots of spikes and dead bodies strapped to the outside.
Well, nice. Ain't as bad as Reavers.
All right.
I'll get on the comms to Zeph. Zeph, please tell me you're back.
We're on the way, ma'am.
Trust me, I'm driving as fast as I can. Overland vehicle check. Hank?
Yes?
Exactly how explosive are those rounds?
That's a 6.
Plenty. You're on your way.
Hang on. Let me look at it. Explosive. 2d6 worth of explosive.
Okay. So. Okay.
That's personnel. It's still personnel scale. Actually, technically, the pistols could be considered just doing 1 vehicle scale damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
That's a lot of damage.
I know.
It's not. They're not quite within range yet, but they will be.
They're there. Eventually, they will be upgraded to.
They're almost ridiculous. There. Zeph, I'm gonna need 1 more vehicle check from you. Oh boy.
We're good.
Averaging out at 6.
I'm agile.
Zeph, over the course of this, you hit a patch of snow and it sends the vehicle flying. You do manage to correct, however, and you continue to drive as fast as you can. It takes a minute because you bounce pretty hard. I'm going to need a quick resist check from Hank and the other members of the
Sorry, guys, I was
drivers.
texting.
Yeah,
I'm
never
sorry,
text
what
and drive.
was
Let
that?
this be a lesson
What
to
am I
you.
resisting?
Hank, you don't even notice. You're windsurfing on the back of the vehicle. Guns drawn.
Yeah.
In fact, Hiram is standing right next to you doing the exact same thing.
Jeez.
And so are two of his friends. This is really weird. I've never seen this many, like, max double dice rolls in a row. That's insanity. Okay. So, one guy does take a spill and falls into the space between the front and back seats. So, and he's down. But everybody else gets buckled in pretty easily.
He chipped a tooth.
All right. Nell?
Are we back yet?
They are still not back yet, but they're very close. You can see them on sensors. In fact, you can see them out the window, but you also see that transport coming. They're getting close.
In range to fire with my rockets?
Potentially.
Oh,
Go ahead and roll for me using your heavy weapons and... yeah, your heavy weapons and your relevant stat for that.
I don't know what my relevant stat is for that.
That's going to be your agility.
Agility.
Yeah.
So agility and heavy weapons, and does the ship need to roll anything for targeting?
You can add in this instance, because it's not just you doing it, you can add your virtual intelligence bonus, which is an additional D2. Okay. Okay.
10.
10. Make the out of harm check.
I don't think
Give me
it needs
damage.
a check.
All right. Rocket pod lashes out. Ship scale damage lances home. You see that it's taken a hit. The rocket flies true, blasts up, strikes an engine, but the ship seems to stabilize, and you begin to hear a sound on one of your sensors. Bing, bing, bing. You've been targeted.
Zeph?
I'm getting my ass back here as fast as I can, ma'am.
Zeph, one last check. All right. Zeph, it's a very near thing. You come skidding to a halt and slam just a little harder than you intended to into the rear bumper of the other vehicle.
Oops.
But you arrive.
I dented the mules.
Give me, because of the collision from that failure die, go ahead and give me a resist check for yourselves again.
How?
Oh, is that
Minus
for everybody?
2-step penalty for still being standing, Hank.
My God.
It's still a 7.
Hank, you
Better
go
not,
tumbling. You go tumbling off the side. You're fine. You land on some available cargo netting, and it's not even a big deal.
I think the airbag went off in my face.
All right. Actually, you sit there for a second before it does.
Ah!
You're gonna have to repack that.
Ship, I want to take off. As the doors are closing.
All right. Go ahead and give me your liftoff.
Don't forget you have that plot point and a bunch of extra stuff because, you know, Zeph is great.
Things go smooth.
And your mid-bulk flight.
Plus
Yeah.
3 from...
The moment you begin to land, the moment that Zeph gets in the door, the cargo bay doors begin to slide shut and the ship lifts Nobody inside feels a thing until you hit the button, and suddenly even the inertia dampers with the artificial gravity that Zeph just repaired is not quite enough to prepare everybody for the speed with which the Xin Mei suddenly lifts straight up, shifts its attitude, and blasts for Atmo, and then begins to exit just that quickly. I am going to need you, Nell. I am going to need you to give me an out of harm check for the ship, and I'm going to need you to do that with a +3 step bonus.
Now, how do I do that for the ship?
The ship's out. The ship's out of harm should be on there, and if it's not,
Burst of strength, endurance, initiative, innate defense, long haul, memorize, and recall.
I apologize. I should have fixed that. It's 2d6 plus with a +3 step bonus. So just roll 2d6.
With a +3?
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
As you're lifting up and you begin to hit the full throttle after the ship is raising and you correct attitude and begin to burst straight for the stratosphere, you see that there's a rocket coming in straight for the ship. And with a combination of the initial prep that you did, Mei-Mei's sensors on the Xin Mei detect the rocket, and you see, oh yeah, I could move out of this easily. You wait till just the right moment, and the ship dances at your lightest touch, just out of the way of the rocket, and in the wake of your exhaust, the rocket just bursts under its own heat, and you break into space.
Okay.
They're going to have a much harder time catching up to you right now because of how well you pulled that off.
Okay.
I can't participate.
Do I feel like we're clear, or do I want to keep?
They're still behind you. They're further behind you than they otherwise might have been, but you are still being pursued rapidly.
Just go as fast as you can and let the pirates and the reavers fight each other.
I like your thinking.
Did I have with the transmission earlier that was the request for assistance? Was there a rendezvous point to bring the survivors to?
There is a rendezvous point to bring the survivors to. You are still being pursued, though.
Okay, but I just want to go as fast as I can away. Okay, do I need to turn around and fight these guys to get them off of me, or am I fast enough to get away?
You don't know at the moment. They haven't left atmosphere, and right now you have the advantage. If you want a hard burn for it, go ahead and make an astrogation check plus intelligence.
I'm gonna make my way to the engine room.
I'm gonna re-roll my intelligence on that with things go smooth.
Okay, things go smooth. Things are going pretty smooth. You think that there's probably not a good chance that, given your current position, you're going to be able to get directly to where you need to go with a direct hard burn, but if you loop around the planet once, you might be able to get yourself a little extra inertia, and you'll be able to slingshot your way past Glacier toward the rendezvous point.
Do I feel like I can do that without putting anyone at risk of being attacked by reavers or pirates?
Without knowing where the reavers are, you don't know. You do know that this is going to be the cleanest way for you to avoid the pirates based on what you know about where they are, relative position. This will force them to have to chase you, and while they're in the atmosphere, they're going to be slower and have a harder time maneuvering than you do. And you technically have essentially the high ground at this point, and weapons that they should be afraid of.
You underestimate my power.
The high ground, Anakin.
I hate you!
I don't like those rolls.
I feel like it's not worth it if I don't know where the Reavers are. Is there any way to use Mei Mei to locate the ship that she found earlier?
Okay. Go ahead and make a sensor check with the ship. Add your intelligence, the ship's sensors, and the VI bonus.
Is that the right?
That's the internal security specialization. You're just adding the ship sensors.
Which one is the ship sensors?
It's just under program skills.
Oh, okay, there. That one?
Okay. Your intelligence and the VI step bonus. Okay. You do have a radiation trail. It's headed the opposite direction from where you're going, around to the opposite side of the planet. If they are anywhere, they seem like they might be on the other side of heaven from you.
Okay, so I can slingshot around the moon?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Slingshot around the moon. That should attract the Reavers. They're on the other side of the planet, and it'll be the best way away from the pirates, so let's do it.
Well, again, this is the trail you were picking up. You didn't specifically find them, but go ahead and all right, go ahead and make a piloting mid-bulk transport plus your agility plus born behind the wheel. Okay. You are able to go ahead and do this. I'm going to need you to make an alertness check while you're pulling this off. Okay. As you're flying, you sling around the moon, and you can see that this pirate ship has lifted up. They've twigged to the exact tactic that you are trying to pull, and they're trying to catch you in the middle of it. They've lifted up into the upper atmosphere the same way that you have. It's not difficult to do, especially given how low the gravity on this moon is. But as you're blazing around the side again, they are going to attempt to shoot at you. Go ahead and make an out-of-harm check for the ship. That was the 2d6.
Was it still with that +3 step bonus?
Not this time.
Can I,
All right. As you're about to hit full burn, you feel the ship shudder as a pair of shots streak across, denting in the armor, making some wound. But just as you do, full burn engages. You feel the engines kick in, and you flash out of the way. You're gone. They can't chase you now.
Whew. I sit there for a second. I look over at Sierra and kind of smile in a way that is like, I'm smiling, but it's like, it's not really a happy smile.
Thank you.
Thanks for the follow.
Make an influence and willpower roll.
Me?
Yeah, you.
What am I rolling for?
You're exceptionally convincing.
I'm exceptionally convincing at what?
Being reassuring. Sierra, you seeing Nell smiling, you can't see anything shaken or any kind of break or worry. This woman is a rock.
That's fine. I mean, I wasn't concerned.
Yeah. But you're a child, so it's important, you be reassured in these moments.
What you need is a good old-fashioned comfort roll.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Good comfort rolls, F. I brought it back. I made sure he had it when we rebuilt the character.
Okay, I click the comms on. Gonshi. We made it. We are hard burn. Might have taken a glance from those Corsairs as we pulled ahead of them, but we're alright. Everything's shiny, folks. Clicks off.
Nothing the armor can't handle.
What'd you say?
I said nothing the armor can't handle. But that was to myself. Kind of like patting the engine.
Well, on that note, that's where we're going to go ahead and end it tonight. We're a little bit over, but
Oh, what? We're not going to midnight?
I expected that to run a little different, but you guys handled that beautifully. So, big damn heroes indeed. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, coming back out, both old followers and new. We're happy to be able to entertain all of you and play around a little bit tonight. I hope everybody had fun. Congratulations to Catkins Twitch to having won the giveaway. Great job. Congratulations on that. And I imagine that the channel moderator will be in touch on that score.
That's you, Josh.
That is, in fact, Hank over here.
I'm
mind him. He doesn't bite.
We have a new gunnery person now that Ellis is gone.
Yeah, great job, Sarah. You officially have a higher kill count than almost anybody else on the ship.
With one shot.
That was terrifying.
But in a good way?
Yeah, no, in an absolutely good way.
Wait, hold on. Didn't I press a button?
Yes, that's what I said. Congratulations, Sierra. You have a higher kill count
I thought
now.
you said Sarah. In that case, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what I was saying. Is we now have someone to replace Ellis in the gunnery.
Beep, 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 beep.
No, Groot, no. All right.
I haven't really developed the concept of this decision is going to kill somebody. Like, I get that people die. Like, I can understand that. Like, I'm not like 6, but like putting together like that this action like has so many consequences. Like, understand those in principle, but not really like in an applied sense.
Well, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and have take the stream down for the evening, but thank you everybody for joining us. If you want to stick around, one or two of us may hang out and chat for you for a minute, but rest of us got to get things done. But thank you so much for hanging out. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
It's hanging. Just keep.
There we go.
Josh, you got to do it.
Mike's in on it now.